That ain't too loud. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Brojo Show. It's Wednesday, Hump Day, February 26, 2020. Thanks for joining me. Coronavirus. Yeah, more coronavirus. And did you know, I just found out, today is Ash Wednesday. If you don't know what that is, well, I'll let you know in a moment. Hope everybody's doing okay. Welcome. And we have in the house already, Cerberus.
Woo.
He just likes to make those noises. Yeah.
Well, I meant to say woo, but I was facing away from a microphone.
Woo or woof?
No, woo, as in hooray.
Oh, because, woo has another meaning as well around here.
Yep.
Yeah.
It has a lot of meanings. Sometimes you pitch it.
You pitch a woo?
You never heard pitch woo?
Pitch woo. No. Pitch woo? Is that like Chinese baseball?
No, you should just Google it.
Oh my God! What am I in for? Should I not pull up pictures?
I mean, no, that should be fine.
Court, make love to, flatter. Yeah, I guess pitch woo, wooing her. I meant if you would said like you're wooing someone. Yeah, I would. So that's the thing. Same thing, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a Illinois, Chicago thing over there. Pitch woo.
No, it's just old. No one uses it anymore.
It's old, so I should know this.
Well, no, it's like slang from the 1800s. Like this is like super boomer territory.
Yeah, 1800s. Yeah, pitch woo. But yeah, I guess that's where we get wooing. I mean, I've heard that expression, like I said. To woo a chick, to woo a girl. Yeah.
To combine woo and the word chick, this sounds weird.
To woo a chick, woo chick. How much woo can a woo chick if a woo chick can chick woo? Yeah, I guess that does kind of sound funny. But yeah, like the it's the male peacock, right? Has the more colorful feathers to woo its mate. Wooing technique. techniques, our mating techniques. And we got Stan out there. Oh, Stan, I know. I haven't worked on it yet. I better work on that song before we find a cure for my woo my corona. That's what I want to do, Chef. I want to do a parody to the tune of my Sharona, my Corona. I am surprised, unless someone's done it now. I checked it a couple weeks ago, and there were a couple parodies out there already. There was Kung Flu Fighting, okay, and something else. But I was very surprised not to find that nobody's done my Corona. Yeah.
Really?
You might find one now because it's been a couple weeks, but now I put it out there. Yeah, then you heard it here first, which I don't know. It's kind of odd. Seems like an obvious choice for me. Speaking of Corona, now I haven't had a chance to check this. I was listening to a video by I think I turned you on to the uneducated economist. I would like to have a conversation with you and him in the room one day. What do you think? Maybe you can educate him some.
What was this the guy that I basically agreed with? It was just like the couple kinds of words how he used them I disagreed with.
You might be thinking of George Gammon. He was using the whiteboard.
Oh yeah, okay.
No, not him. Not him. Well, if I can get him on a show, that'd be great. He's got a nice sized following. But no, this guy's called the Educated Economist. He's self-taught, He
That's
worked
dangerous.
but okay. From my sixth grade understanding, economy seems to be a lot like psychology. Soft science seems to be a lot of variables, a lot of there's nothing concrete, shall I say. Would you agree?
I keep on forgetting I have two different mute buttons in here. I mean there are some concrete things.
Yeah, okay.
Like always suspect women to be willing to pay more for a product. It's a pretty concrete thing.
Okay. Well, now it seems like we're going to like marketing.
Yeah. I mean, there are little things like that just seem to be true everywhere.
Okay.
You want more, or does that?
But that's a general thing. It's not all women. It's not all women.
Oh, you're right. It's just as a group. Yeah.
As a group, most women, you're saying, are willing. What's going on here? I'm trying to get lyrics in here. You want to stay in here? So you're saying most women are willing to pay more money for items. Now, are these items? I mean, if they're women's items, I would say, of course. I mean, they're the ones who are going to be shopping for them. If a guy goes out there, I'm like, I don't know, can I get a better deal than this?
I know, but the studies were done. Basically, they took a product that was marketed for women, and as they lowered the price, women bought fewer of them. And as they raised the price, women bought more of them.
Is this kind of like the theory, like if you don't pay more for it, you don't feel like you really got something of good value?
Well, that's one of the explanations, but men were the opposite. The more you lowered the price, the more they bought, and the more you raised the price, the less they bought.
That's smart.
Yeah, that'd be smart.
Well, of course, all men in the room were like, "Yeah, of course, that's just how you do it."
Oh yeah, I mean, Joe, cheaper it is, the more I should buy if it's something that I need. That's just using math.
It also depends on what it is. I mean, if
I don't
something
care
is
what it is, dude. If it's got a use and you can get it cheaper for wholesale, right? I mean that
the same exact item, yes. The same
any person
item
that doesn't have the same opportunity, right? They're gonna do that, right? If there's no other option, right, besides buying one product at this fixed price or multiple products at a lower price, if I can afford, right, the higher priced thing, of course, anyone with a brain's going to do it, dude. I mean, that's like you give me 7 walnuts for like the price of half a walnut, or I'm going to buy 1 walnut at whole price. I mean, I can't get a walnut for half price, but I can get 7 walnuts for 3.5 walnuts.
But see, here's the thing. There's an additional level to this because, and this part's more from memory than anything else. Okay. There are subsequent studies that found that while that is the case, when things are labeled on sale, women are more likely to change their decision from what they were going to buy to what's on sale. Men are not. Men go and buy the thing they want regardless of whatever sticker's on it.
That's right. That's a very common business practice, right? Say it's 20% off. Like you get an item that's like new on the scene, and it says 20% off, dude. And you're like, what? Why isn't it just like 20% lower to begin with, dude?
Right.
Right? Shouldn't it just be $15.99 instead of $20.99, $19.99, right? Shouldn't it? That's just stupidity, dude. But it's also stupid to just buy something. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, like with clothing, they're going to give you deals as the season ends, because they don't want to keep that stuff in the inventory. So they're gonna drop it down to a price where they were still gonna make the profit anyway, right? So they're gonna try to get the most. You're gonna try to get the most money you can in the height of the season.
Well, they're trying to sell to your wife. What they're actually trying to do.
I get that.
Almost every single marketing campaign for almost everything that has to do with men, right, and mostly women, it's sold to women.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, shaving products got to look sexy for those women, dude. Well, I'm just trying to think of men's things, right? What are presumably men's articles? Everyday
things?
Just products, men's products, shaving products, shaving. Right?
Yeah, shaving, razors, shampoos, cologne, shampoo.
Oh, shampoo.
Cologne.
So all those things, you see all those things marketed. Are those marketed to you? Are they like this for a man?
Sure they are.
Sure. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Quickly. I just want to say hello to Green Soul Sophia out there.
Oh, God,
hey, if you got some time, Frank, you want to come on in, I think, to get your input as far as the psychology behind the women and the men and their, shopping. That'd be awesome if you want to come in. The link is in the Bro Joe chat, Hangout chat, Google.
When was the last time? I know that you're before the recent, breakup or whatever. Did you, when you were and you were together or whatever, did you make most of the decision making when it concerned purchases?
For major purchases, yeah. I mean, she bought her own clothes.
What do you mean major purchases?
Major purchases would be like getting the kitchen done and
something over how much amount of money?
Strictly me. I made all decisions because I am the more financially responsible one.
Jesus. All right. So you made all the
I gotta tell you, a lot of the ways she was a good Christian woman, submissive. In that
regard. Right. So you bought all the cars, you bought the house.
No, I didn't buy all the cars.
You made all the. We're not going to say paid for it. We're going to say like.
What's the point? What's the question? What's the point?
That you really didn't have any fucking control over any of that shit, dude. That none of that was any of your real decisions. I mean, because as soon as your wife says no, you're going to be like no.
The house, I will say the house. Yeah, I wanted to back out of it because it was like so many hurdles we were going through, and she wanted to go forward, and so she was definitely influential in there. She didn't have the money for it, but she was influential in there, and but I don't regret that. So I don't regret that because I like where I live a lot.
Well, how about like a car? So you got a nice car, right? I know what kind of car you got, dude, right? And
Uh-huh.
that kind of car
Mhm.
is marketed towards men, right, who
Mhm.
want to pick up women,
What?
right? Would you think that that car that you own, specifically that name and
No.
brand or whatever, right?
No.
Do you think that that's like a utility vehicle?
No, that was pure yeah, just pure what I want.
So there's no, it's not like functionable, right? I mean, it is functionable. It provides the function, but it's not
Yeah, but
like,
why is it functional? Because it makes me happy.
why does it make you happy, dude? Because you
'Cause
can
I
go
like
downtown, right?
see if you know,
Take pictures.
cars are like a work of art.
Oh
So to me,
God.
when this car is a work of art to me, I look at it, right? Because that's what guys do. You look, they make the car right to be appealing because we like curves and everything, like women. So
So
there's certain
you bought the
cars that
car to
appeal to
like
people.
pick up men? Is that what you're saying? You bought the car
No,
so you could talk to
for me,
dudes
for
about how
me, the
curvy
car.
your car was?
No, lyrics. The car is for me
But why did you buy it? Why did
because
you
it's
buy
for
that
me.
specific car?
Because why does a guy buy any toy for themselves?
Why does a middle-aged man buy a somewhat sportsy car?
It's not for some sports. Because so
What
what?
is that? Why do they do that?
Why? Because they couldn't afford it when you were in the 20s.
Whatever, dude. Why am I bother talking to any of you fucking people? You just lie and lie on
There
purpose,
wasn't even
dude.
that much money, but what is the point in all this questioning now?
That you're saying that you're in control, dude, right? That car was
Yes, right. I paid for that car. I
Of
bought
course
the
you
car.
did. Yeah, you did. You paid for
Of
it.
course. She wasn't gonna say shit about it. I mean, I'm sorry you don't have it that way, lyrics.
I'm just saying.
I'm really
I'm
sorry.
just saying when you
I
bought
bet
that
Serb
car,
has it that way. I bet Serb has it that way. 2
when
point.
you bought your car, right?
He
You
likes
didn't
to keep
look
the
at it
ladies.
for functionality, right? You weren't like, what is the function of the product that I'm buying, and what is the most money that I can get for my product?
I like looking at it. I like driving it. I like this. I like
I like
speed.
feeling this particular way
Yes,
in
I
it
do, and I don't
because
even
I
use it that
feel like I'm
often.
attractive to
I
women.
like looking at it. It's in my driveway.
I like looking at it. That's right.
So what did you say about me in there? I heard my name and then nothing else, bro. Joe.
You don't know what he's talking about, dude.
Serb, if you wanted to go out and buy a car for yourself now, something you really like, something appealing, could you do it without asking your wife?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't, but yeah,
But you could.
yeah.
All right.
Who cares if anyone can, dude? You can do whatever you want, man. But
Yeah,
that don't
but anyway,
mean
we are
value.
totally,
Right?
we are totally getting away from where I was
No,
going.
I'm saying we're talking about marketing, dude. Right? Marketing.
Well, I mean, I was trying to get to the coronavirus.
Who cares?
Because I mean, I had more to like mention.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's get back. All right, let's get back. This is where all right. Let's get back on economics but sir, I'd love to hear your input. We're hearing the supply chain is going to get affected from China, and this can maybe not right now, but in a couple of months when inventory starts dwindling down, and we might need things, and they can't come in here. So that's why I wanted to focus on because. This guy was telling you earlier, the uneducated economist. He put out a video today. I didn't have a chance to confirm it because this has just happened a little while ago. But he said Kudlow was out there. Kudlow, who is Trump's this is the Treasury Secretary, I believe, right? Kudlow's trying to say that this virus is stabilized. We have control over it. I mean, really?
Well, I mean, isn't that the government's job to come out, when the sky is falling and go, no, everything's fine.
Right. I mean, that's why we should anything that comes out of their mouth, believe the opposite, is what I say.
I mean, I don't know if believe the opposite, but you should take everything they say with a grain of salt, whether it's positive or negative.
But this guy, I mean, it seems and he was the same one, still stock market's fine, and we should definitely cut rates. He's with the president there, and whatever. It's just like he's willing to say anything just to keep this market inflated. All right, because you don't want to say anything bad, because then you don't want to cause any problem. But everything's under control. Maybe he's, they see the market's gone down. I don't know where it's at now, but we went down like nearly 2,000 points in 2 days. Okay. What are we down now? We're down 57.
Really,
okay,
dude?
Yeah, it went down nearly 2,000 points in 2 days. Yeah.
That's a big dip. Well, how much is it at now?
We're at 27,023.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I know. We were just over 29 something.
When did that? I haven't been paying attention for a couple years, dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're
They're
attributing this to coronavirus.
What happened in the past 3 years where the stock market doubled in value, dude? What happened?
Oh, what happened is it was really low. That's what happened.
No, come on, dude. It's all relative. Like, doesn't that signify a major increase in the capital supply, dude?
No.
Increase in money supply.
Increase, dude?
You hope it would be referring to a large increase in capital, but technically the price of stocks really only shows how much money people are willing to spend for it, and that's it. It can be backed up by nothing but hopes and dreams.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. It's not like there's not there hasn't been an influx, like 100% influx in companies that produce like capital.
Oh yeah, no, most of that's gone.
So it's just like a big bubble, dude. We're just in a bear market, and we have been for a long time, dude. So what do you think the real pointage?
I like to. Yeah, I want to hear Serb's input on this.
2,000, 4,000.
Oh, you mean the overall? You mean on the Dow?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't directly equate to anything, right? So
it doesn't.
I would.
It does.
I don't know. I would go probably with like 10 or 12. But that's more of just because you still have the property. Most of that would just be in already established businesses. There wouldn't be any sort of potential for real growth or anything.
So you think in like today's just the amount of money that's in circulation now that we have about a 10,000 point stock market?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Doubled. It just because that's what I think happened too, dude. I think it just doubled in like 5 years, dude.
Yeah, I mean the last big parts of like the capital in America are basically energy producing. And Tesla's the only one building any sort of factories for that sort of stuff. Like there was a couple factories built during Obama when Obama was handing out all the money for renewable energy.
Tesla like
gigafactories, and then that's it.
What's that corporation that just got shut down, dude? Because that chick was lying. She was one of the person that got the grants, dude. Yeah. She was a blonde woman. What's her name? I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. But
you know what I'm talking about, right? Though.
Yeah.
That company was one of the Obama startups, dude. Back in the day.
We're actually getting rid of our power generation. We're getting rid of our peak power producers because we're installing giant battery banks everywhere. Right, so the overall capital is down.
In Illinois, they're doing this?
Oh, they're doing it everywhere. It's cheaper to have a battery bank than it is to have a peak producer.
Well, I mean, how much waste is in the electrical grid? It's got to be staggering, dude.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about something about that, but I want to try to keep on point with the coronavirus and the economy. Do you think the coronavirus is the stock market is falling in effect to the coronavirus? What do you think, sir?
People are reacting because they think it will affect the supply line. I don't think the coronavirus is actually nearly dangerous enough to collapse supply lines. I mean, at worst, what you're going to get is 2-3 week delays on import before you can open up the supply ship.
But we got Wuhan totally closed down, 10 million people. There's another province, a manufacturing province, and apparently, from my understanding, about 10% of that supply there is 10% of the workers there are not working due to flu or flu symptoms.
Yeah, but I mean, most of those products that people are used to coming from China, a lot of them don't even come from China anymore. They move south.
Yeah, Taiwan, dude. Do a lot now.
It would depend on the products, though, right?
Well, I mean, talking about
there's no
food?
threat. Well, not really. We don't really get much food from China.
We can all deal without having 9 shirts, right?
No, we don't
for
China. No. Well, my concern would be auto parts that are made in China that might back up. Now, I mean, the sales of auto sales is reportedly down anyway because people can't afford the damn stuff. But you still need parts to replace vehicles you have already, and they could be fleet vehicles and other vehicles that you need just to keep the economy going. I wonder if that would be affected at all.
I mean, it could be. I mean, a lot, not all, but a lot of auto parts also come from Mexico and South America.
That's true. I guess it all going to depend on the product, right?
More what it is you'll see prices go up because our where we get our supply from might change. But really, just a simple quarantine procedure would cut. I don't want to put it. It would allow supply to go from China to the U.S. Right, so there is no we can't do this anymore. You might not be able to visit on vacation.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we can't do it anymore and we can't get stuff manufactured from other countries. And actually, it could be an opportunity for us. I'm just saying there can be a temporary slowdown. I mean, if you need some kind of period of transition to first find other companies, make sure they have to have the right machinery and stuff to manufacture. I think some are saying that, I mean, part of the deal of Trump going over to India and trying to, make deals with them, which, I mean, that country's even more filthy than China, but, as far as manufacturing.
The places that are going to have the real problems when stuff slows down are poor countries.
Yeah.
Right? Because when there's a limited supply, rich countries like the US and Canada, the European nations are always going to be able and willing to pay more for the limited supply.
Yeah.
When you make the money, dude. Right?
Yeah.
You're going to be fine, bro, Joe. Just get some water and some rice and whatever.
Well, probably, I mean, it's not bad advice. I would say that you should at least prepare as if you were preparing for any other kind of disaster.
Yeah, you should already be prepared. Like, this shouldn't be an issue. You should have at least 20, 30 gallons of water, 10, 15 pounds of rice in your house, regardless. Right? Just, that's at the bare minimum. And plenty of bubbles, because they make bubbles in China.
Right. Because you got to entertain the kids. And don't forget the beans. Don't forget the beans.
Right? Dude, wash your hands, go poopy in the toilet, and don't go to fucking casinos, dude, and you're gonna be fine.
Wow. Oh, back to that battery deal. You guys heard of graphene?
Yeah.
Sir?
Yep.
That is some amazing stuff that they're making these batteries out. Are these banks, are they made from graphene?
I am not sure. I could find out probably pretty quick here.
Because I saw that pop. Oh, what's that?
Well, you're asking if what is made from graphene?
He was talking about these power banks that are going up all over the place, and I'm curious if they're running them on graphene, because this is some,
What is like graphene the catalyst for the electrical
graphene?
current?
It's it's made from graphite, the stuff you make pencils
Yeah,
out of.
yeah.
They changed the molecular structure of it, and to where it becomes probably one of the best conductors of electricity.
Because
Also,
graphite's not a good conductor.
well,
So
I'm just saying these are the claims. All right, here's the claims, and it's strong as steel, stronger than steel.
Okay, so I don't see where they specifically say, because these are all from Tesla. Tesla's like the company doing this everywhere. They say that they have power banks that use graphene composite battery cells.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like a general statement. I don't see where these specific battery banks are graphene. But if they're making graphene batteries for like their cars and other things, I don't see why they wouldn't do it for the bigger ones.
Yeah.
What are they using the graphene for in the battery?
It is.
I'm not sure. It's the medium in between, right?
It's the battery.
It might have to be. I'm thinking, but like batteries are just capacitors, dude. Right? It's all it is. It's just it's a fancy capacitor.
Well, I mean, the batteries we use nowadays, yes.
Yeah. So like, they want to use what the fuck? I can't blow this up some more, dude. I can't see it.
I'm trying to get to the here. Yeah. Let me blow that up for you. Here, we're gonna get a little introduction into graphene and batteries. Graphene, a sheet of carbon atoms bound together in a honeycomb lattice pattern, is hugely recognized as a wonderful material due to the myriad of astonishing attributes it holds.
Dude, all this thing is it's just changing the surface for the electricity passes. That's it. It's not like anything revolutionary at all, dude. I mean, the material is right. No.
We're allowing batteries to hold a bigger charge for a longer time.
Yeah, I know, but you don't understand what I'm saying. There's no. This is a battery. There's nothing different about it. Like it's just made of a different material. They just found a different material. It's not a big deal, dude.
Yeah, what he's saying is the design's basically the same. You're just switching out materials.
Yeah, that's it. It's not like a revolutionary anything. It's like finding out that steel is stronger than copper, dude. Right? Graphene is more electrically conductive than what are they using? Copper?
No, it's graphite.
Oh fuck! What is in batteries normally to conduct the electricity? Copper, right? I'm thinking
lithium. Acid?
Lithium. Okay, lithium. Yeah, I know it's lithium and it's acid, right? Dumb shit. But like, how does it actually create electricity? Dude? How does a battery store and create electricity? Smarty Pants Brojo.
You push electrons.
No, not sir. Smarty Pants Brojo. Hashtag fucking Brojo. Tell me how the battery works.
I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that right up front.
All right, excellent.
I can't recall from memory.
All right. So all I'm saying is this is not revolutionary. They're just swapping out materials, dude. Those materials may conduct electricity a little bit better, right? And all this jazz.
So what would have to be coined revolutionary?
All right, so like a cold fission, right? Like a non-chemical reaction to create electricity would be superb.
Passive nuclear battery.
Be sweet if we could do that. I'm sure we found it out, you know.
No, we can do that. NASA uses them for explorers, right? But
yeah,
they're radioactive batteries, so
I know, but they don't fuck up, dude. They don't fuck up. This shit lasts for hundreds of years, dude. Imagine having a battery in your car that lasted 100 years.
And those kinds of batteries are actual batteries, not like the capacitor ones that we use now.
Yeah. So Tesla is great. I love Tesla, and I love that all this cool hashtag quotation marks new science is. But like all this stupid shit about tunnels underground and super new batteries, like, dude, this stuff is it's over 100 years old. Like a lot of the stuff we're talking about.
If not thousands, right? Using batteries thousands of years ago.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, most of what Tesla and like Elon Musk does with SpaceX and stuff is engineering, right? It's new engineering. It's not new discoveries or new science.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like even
all right. Okay. So all I'm trying to say is we got a better battery.
Yes.
Sweet.
That's all. That's all I'm asking. Are these things made of these graphene batteries? Because
from what I read, it looks like they are, but I can't find where it specifically says the banks are graphene.
All right, that's all I need
so
to
they
know.
don't tell you; it just says it.
The banks are graphene. The outer casing.
The outer casing is graphene.
I mean, it looked like it from what the picture you showed. It was the I forget the anode and the cathode, which one's which, but it was one of those. Is what it looked like the graphene was.
All right. If the outer, if like the outer layer was graphene, like what's the point, dude? What is this? Is this work? Is this a real battery? How does this thing work? Put the thing up again, dude.
Hold on, I'm gonna try to find you something.
There's so much nonsense in like about stuff like this on the internet, dude. Warp speed. We'll go to warp speed, and you see this ship with like this bubble around it, and they're like magical warp speed. You know, we just manipulate the time matter thing.
You're so skeptical.
All right, dude. You don't even know how a fucking battery works.
You're so skeptical.
Dude,
So
you believe way too much.
You haven't told me how.
Without any fucking information, dude.
You haven't told me how a battery works.
It's a chemical reaction, right? It's in the battery, right? And then that's forced along the polarity, right? And how the actual battery is made, right? That little rod there, right? Magnetic charge, all that jazz. And it goes up through there, like through a chemical reaction, right? The pH balance is all hoodly-doodly. And it creates
doodly. Yeah.
Doodly. I don't know the exact term, right?
Yeah. Blah blah blah.
Charge, and then that charge is like
blah blah works.
Trying to explain it in better terms than I don't know, right?
Well, at least I'm being more honest than trying to make shit up.
I'm not making shit up, dude. You believe just nonsense on anything.
What did I wait a minute? Hold on. All right, and I'm getting a full you want the little drama.
Christian for 25 years. Okay.
Well, listen.
Did you even read the Bible when you were a Christian?
I don't know how you think saying graphene, which I stated was a better battery, and that's it is. I'm not saying it's some kind of new.
Of course, a shield made from steel is stronger
than a new type of battery.
You're right, dude.
So I didn't believe anything that's false. Graphene batteries is a thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, did I make any kind of deity claims?
No, I'm just saying that, like, you would believe this, right? Without any prior knowledge of how a battery actually works. Right? So we're looking at this article through Brojo's lens. And
I have the basic ideas of how a battery works. I just can't put it into words for you, okay?
All right. So
all right.
Okay. All right. So you have this concept of a battery, right? And we're sure it's right. I'm assuming, right? That your concept inside your brain is actually how a battery works, right? Because sometimes I do that.
You know what I'm gonna do? Even your kid is saying ma.
So you have this idea of what's going on in your head about a battery, right? Not enough to put it into words, right? Not enough for the brain to make it into words to come out of the mouth.
Lyrics.
So we got this little idea.
Lyrics. Yeah, silence your kid. All right. And I don't want to belabor this point. It's just pointless now. Pointless. I want.
Well, real quick, I want to correct myself. The batteries they've been making aren't the graphene. Tesla's the first to have a commercial grade prototype that they're going to start producing soon, which will then, I guess, replace everything that they're doing.
I'm going to play. I'm going to play this short video.
Batteries made from different materials are new. Like this. I don't. So the news article should have been Tesla is changing their production to allow graphene batteries.
Yeah.
Right? Not like, oh my God, graphene batteries are the newest, most coolest fucking possible thing on the planet for batteries.
I'm not exactly how sure. I don't know how safe these actually are.
You're talking about. Can I play a short video, please?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'm gonna play a short video, less than a minute. All right. I haven't watched it. It just says how can graphene improve batteries? Let's see what they have to say. This is from the University of Manchester. So there you go. All right.
Oh, don't we already know this?
What?
I thought we already knew this.
All right.
It's a faster conductor, right?
This will take less than a minute. All right.
Okay. Do you know what a conductor is?
It'll take just a minute. Thank you.
Why? I don't understand it. Is this magic we're gonna?
Thank you. I don't understand why you can't just give me 1 minute. I don't know. I think he's a little bit high.
Despite the increasing miniaturization and energy requirements of modern electronics, battery technology has lagged behind. Modern lithium-ion batteries suffer from slow charge times and a relatively short effective lifetime. Graphene can be incorporated into battery technology to greatly enhance its efficiency, while also taking advantage of its conductivity, its low weight, and even its mechanical flexibility. Graphene-enhanced batteries would be much lighter and could replace existing heavy lithium-ion batteries, especially in industries such as aerospace, where weight is important, and by reducing this, we can lower fuel consumption. Graphene-enhanced batteries could also lead to new forms of personal portable energy storage.
Okay. That was painless, right?
All right. Hold on.
I don't know. I might think about investing in some graphene companies.
All right. So, what magical information did you glean from that video?
What no magical information.
What information? What was the point? Like, was there information in that video that was
the point?
I don't know.
The point. Oh God.
What did it say? It said that it was lighter.
Because I was asking Cerberus about those new power banks. And we have the best person in this hang. Who could that be? Who's here?
Who do you think it is, man? The best person in the hang.
There you go.
How you doing?
So you're asking Serb about the power banks, right? And then
it made me think of the graphene that I came across. Graphene batteries came across the other day. I was asking him about it. If those would contain graphene, if they were the new using the new graphene technology.
Is that what's called, graphene?
Graphene, yeah, graphene.
The battery?
No, the material that would replace who knows in the battery. Make it lighter.
Make it much lighter, more conductive, hold the charge longer. Just better batteries. Especially if you want electric cars. If you want electric cars, instead of dealing with heavy lithium batteries, you would have these graphene batteries. It'd probably be, I don't know, half the weight at least. So just think about the fuel, the efficiency you'll have. You know, you can go faster, longer. You know,
I've seen a Tesla car, and the supposedly battery is in the back, and I was even trying to look for it. I couldn't even find it until somebody just pointed it out. I was like, "That's it." Literally, the car was just like empty, and I don't know how it ran, but it was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. Imagine
And they're
it
super
now.
fast too, dude.
Yeah, they are super fast. I heard. Yeah, and I watched some videos about people, having electric cars. They said that one of the things that you need to have at this moment is a garage because you need to. But man, you just keep going, man. It's like 300 miles each charge, or more than that. I think I don't know, but
so what's the average Tesla car go for though? What's the price tag?
50 grand.
Yeah, like 50. But they're trying to. What I heard a while back, they're trying to make cars, 30,000.
Mm-hmm.
And you could actually get, like, you don't even need a Tesla. You could get like a Nissan or something like that, because they have electric cars as well, and they work pretty well. They work pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
but
like it's a great investment. If one thing the guy suggested was that you get a regular one and you get an electric one. So it's best to have something in place. But as so far, the guy was like, he loves it. He was kind of skeptical. And this guy, what he does is drive cars for a living. That's what he does, and has no issue with it. And it was not even a Tesla. It was like a Nissan something, or something like that.
I saw a headline. I'm going to try to find it now. I just saw this headline. I go to the irony. There was someone test driving a Tesla, and the self-driving car, and it crashed, and he died because he was playing a video game. Did you see that report? I'm going to try to find it for you.
Damn, he must have done that a lot. Because to actually drive a self-driving car, I think you just freak out, right?
Here it is. Let me pull it up. Let's see. I'll give you. I'm just pulling this out of my ass right now.
yes.
Right. The Mercury News. I don't know where they're out of. Do you see that on your screen? There we go. Tesla driver was playing video game at time of fatal Highway 101 crash.
Was a driving car, or was this just a Tesla? This is a Tesla Model X.
His Tesla Model X.
So he was just an idiot and playing a video game on his phone, and he got into an accident.
From what I don't know, because when I saw the headline I saw earlier it was supposed to be a self-driving car. Let me see
Well, they don't like when they say self-driving, like when they put that in the commercial, right? And you go to the dealership and they tell you the autopilot, like that doesn't like steer your car, dude. It's not like an autopilot. It has very minor self-driving things that allow you to like make like a one turn, like when you're on the highway and they got the bumps on the side of the road, right?
Well, yeah, I got you. And probably what was happening is the whatever headline, wherever I saw it, they're gonna have their agenda. So they put self-driving car, he dies in there. So, but apparently, according to the story, Huang, he's an Apple employee. So yeah, you're right. There's only partial self-driving features, but apparently he was playing a game while driving, dumbass, and his hands came off the steering wheel and crashed. What a dumbass!
This is just
Dead.
like a
Stupid.
marketing. This is like a marketing
A marketing?
news article. Like, who cares what kind of car it is, dude? What does it matter? He was on his phone. He got into an accident and he died.
Right.
But
Well,
how
maybe
many
some
how many
people
times
think,
is
"Oh,
Tesla
it
in this article?
Oh God. Yeah,
You should probably count that, dude. How many major brands are in this article right now? Like, how many times is it mentioned? I can see Tesla's autopilot technology like 3 times.
Yeah, and NTSB, the NTSB, which is what the National Transportation Safety Board.
It's so nice that corporations can just profit.
So let me
off of
ask you
people's
this:
actions.
Do you think? Are you telling me like I don't know? It sounds like you're getting a little conspiratory, and it might be. So, are you saying that the Mercury Times, perhaps, and the NTSB, right? Maybe are in cahoots with the oil company and don't want to see Tesla succeed, so they put an article like this?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I was thinking more of like who
What happened?
who cares what type of car it was, dude? Like,
man.
they're just saying it's a Tesla over and over again. Like, it doesn't matter whether the car didn't work or not, dude.
I hear
Right?
you.
Who cares?
So,
I mean, the car did work, right? The dude didn't work correctly.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. The dude
Right?
didn't work. The car
guy
did,
didn't
but
work.
not the guy.
His games, he's playing his Mortal Kombat on his phone, and he decided not to drive his car. Who cares? That happens every day here.
Well, I guess the expectation was that Tesla was supposed to take over for him.
That's like put it on cruise control. It's like, all right,
So that's what they're marketing, right? They're marketing. That's what your impression is. The marketing that you get from this technology is that you're supposed to be able to like play a video game and have your car drive for you.
This is not exactly selling the Tesla to me.
Well, but that's your impression of like the technology, right? So I would say that that's like the average person's impression, right? That this technology has the ability to make you stop getting into accidents, right?
Well, there are certain trucks in Europe, and I don't know which company it was, but they were putting sensors because there was a lot of truck drivers that would fall asleep, and it would just automatically go on the sensory mode and will drive and try to find some way of parking or something like that. So that makes sense, but for a car for right now to drive for you, it's still too early for people to accept that.
I think even what you're saying is not reasonable. Like, I don't think that there's a car that will, if you fall asleep and or whatever, if you're incapacitated, it will find a way to veer off in the side lane safely.
Well, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that it does, but I'm saying they were working on it. So I don't know.
But that's your impression of where you think the technology is.
Yes, close. Not yet, but it's getting there.
We need to go the exact opposite way. Cars need not to have autopilot, and they need to
like
randomly.
You?
They need to randomly jerk the wheel on you.
That too. That's another thing.
You need to pay the fuck attention. That's what needs to be. That's what needs to happen.
It is true, but if you're constantly driving and you're constantly like on the road, and there's a way to do it, but there's times. Let's say you have a fucking freaking seizure or something, or a heart attack or something, right? It goes on that safety mode. But we're getting there.
What are you talking about?
Safety mode, like if let's say the vehicle somehow is noticing that you're steering off, from a road or near a car, it'll just sense something and just get out of the way. Look at the MapQuest, the Google Maps, right?
Get out of the way. Like, those words, the phrases that you're using are very non-specific.
I don't want to get specific on it.
I know.
Like
it's because
if you're like in the highway somehow and you're veering off on the side of the road, just from the Google, like if you have a Google map set up and it sees that you're going a certain direction and heading towards another wall, car, person, or something, it could just sense it and just veer off from it.
I don't think that we have that ability yet in satellites to be able to differentiate.
I'm just speculating here how they do it. I don't, but
I don't know if we're able to do that yet.
so now I'm going to have to do some work and look for, there was an article on self-driving trucks.
I think it's a lot farther away than what people are, what they're telling us, dude. I really do. Like AI and stuff, I've been like, I wouldn't say researching it, but leisurely getting information about it, and like, it's not
Right now,
as far.
this is what it says. On the highway, testing of self-driving trucks prototypes is expanded, but for now, these vehicles still have drivers behind the wheel, and there are several companies developing the technology to aim to reach to a point where the vehicle can actually, this is even farther than I was thinking, haul freight with no driver.
Yeah, like there's tests that they've done where they're able to take like a caravan of trucks, right?
Yeah,
really close together and go long distances without making very many calculated decisions. So highways, right? Highways for hundreds of miles where there's no stop signs or any of that, or large amounts of people, blah, 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 it's not a big deal. Right? But as soon as you get into like anywhere near a city, they automatically go into driver mode.
Okay, this is how the truck worked, right? It says Embark has created a truck that uses a combination of radar cameras, depth sensors, which are processed using artificial intelligence, which allows the truck to drive itself. Embark's truck use a combination of radar cameras and sensors known as LiDARs to perceive the world around it. So there is something like that.
That's actually it's a radar sensor LiDAR. It was new in like the Air Force back in the day. Like it's like this sensor thing that they would put on airplanes, like in the front, where the nose is at. That was like able to like process multiple images in real time, and in comparison to like the radar they were using before. I know, buddy. But they're using that. They're using a LiDAR sensor.
Mm-hmm.
You tell them. You tell them.
Yeah, tell them to shut up. Shut up, Dad.
I know, it's crazy shit. All this science stuff, how it actually works. So they use radar sensors, or LiDAR sensors, in combination with computers, a computer that's hooked up to all the various components, of the car. And then they're supposed to use this in combination with like a huge mega supercomputer that will drive everyone's car simultaneously in real time, like 300 million cars at the same time. You guys see like the problem, like how extraordinarily, bafflingly, freaking ridiculous that computer would have to be?
I'm not saying it's ridiculous, but I'm reading here something. It says that 5 levels on autonomous vehicles. There's level 0. That's the car we probably drive right now. Then there's level 1, driver assistance. Usually
that's probably the car you have now, dude.
Yeah, here we could find an adaptive cruise control to lane to keep assist to help the vehicle, kept assist to help driver fatigue. And then there's level 2, partial automation, and there's level 3, conditional automation, and there's level 4, high automation, and there's level 5, full automation. So let's see, what level are we in right now?
I didn't even know there was a debate last night.
Oh no, you're unplugged.
I'm unplugged.
Yeah, plug back in.
What? Hello?
We are, yeah, hello? Can you hear me?
It was a joke.
We're on level 3.
Partial?
No, conditional.
That's what I'm saying. Conditional, right? So they can do it, like if they can test it and do it, but it's not anything other than that, right? Not good.
Yeah, that's where we're heading. We're heading to level 3, and the ones that actually are doing it is the Audi 8, the A8. And I'm gonna send you a link on the side chat here so you guys can read it. It's pretty interesting. Actually, I'm learning about this for the first time. I knew there was something going on, but I just didn't know. It's fascinating. So it's on the side chat if you guys want to see it. Yeah, Bloomberg actually paid for the audience. It's awesome.
Paid for the audience.
He literally paid for the audience. Yeah. Watch that debate. His jokes were so funny. People were laughing hard.
Oh yeah.
He was, yeah, no, it's bizarre. You got to watch that debate.
Because he did so terrible the one before that.
He did great this time. He was like the best.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, he bought the audience.
Let me see if I can pull up. Oh man, it'd be great to pull up. Let's see if I can pull up.
They were booing everybody else like hard.
Serious.
They were booing like crazy. Like you hear like a couple claps, but they booed hard. As soon as Bloomberg went in, yeah, like screaming off top of the lungs, man.
Where was the debate? What was that?
It was in South Carolina. You needed $1,700 or $2,500 to get in.
South Carolina. He did good there, huh?
He did good in that. He didn't do good at the debate. He got his money's worth in that debate. That's what I'm saying, you know. So that money could get you cheers, man.
Okay, let me see if I could pull up some highlights. What site shall we what shall we go with? Politico? Everybody like Politico?
I don't give a shit about them, but go ahead.
Yeah, like what? Was there anything funny that happened?
I mean, you certainly don't want me to go to. You don't want me going to Bloomberg Politics to give you the highlights.
I mean, everything they said was a lie, dude. Every single thing they said was a lie. So I'm not gonna like fact check them.
Yeah, don't listen to anyone. Just everybody's lying.
Well, I mean, do you really think Bloomberg and fucking Bernie Sanders, dude, are telling you the truth? Those guys would sell you out for nothing, for absolutely nothing. They have actually.
I vote for Stalin, man.
Yeah, who do we got in the Democratic Party? Stalin or look, a rich Stalin, dude. Great. It's kind of weird how like everyone on the ballot is a Jew. Kind of weird.
Damn, bro, we're going there today.
Well, I mean,
we're gonna go here.
It's kind of. Hey man, you want a rich Jew or you want a slightly less rich Jew?
Oh my
Frank,
God.
he's very irritable today. He's very irritable today.
Oh,
he's irritable today.
Yeah. Need a massage.
So I guess here's the question to Bloomberg: how will you convince voters that a democratic socialist can do better than President Trump with the economy?
Donald Trump thinks it would be better if he's president.
Oh my God, I cannot believe this guy's actually talking.
What's that? I was trying to.
He was telling a joke. I think I didn't see this part, but he was telling a joke that was so not funny. I didn't even know he was joking, but there was like a hardcore audience laugh. It was bizarre, man. I was watching bits and pieces of it. I don't
If
watch.
you can, yeah, maybe can you find me a clip?
Okay. Let me see if I can find one that's
see.
short.
Yeah,
What,
sure.
what do you think that he's gonna do that he's saying right here? Like
He's gonna stop and frisk people. That's what he's gonna do.
that's what he. Well, I don't understand. Like, why would you watch this?
I don't watch it, but I
Well,
watch
just in general, you know.
No, I don't
Like,
really
why are
watch
you
it.
interested in it, Brojo?
No, I already know who I'm voting
I
for.
I brought it up in passing because I went to I hit the clickbait and Judge Report. I didn't realize it was
Well,
a
do you
debate.
think that people are going to do what they say they're going to do?
Politicians, for the most part, no.
Well, these people here, the one making a
No,
broad
right,
generalization.
exactly.
These
Exactly.
people.
I have no trust in any president.
So then, you know, do you think that?
So
I know you really
want
don't care, you know, but like,
yeah, we can skip this if you like. We can skip this. You know, let me go to Judge Report, and maybe we could find something that tickles
see,
your
Judge
fancy.
Report,
It tickles your
more.
fancy. What do you think?
Well, I don't know why. Like, I know you like politics, and it's interesting sometimes to talk about the things, but like, none of those people, dude, like, are gonna do what they say they do. So like, why would you? I don't know.
Maybe like this. Did you know? Hey, look. Did you know Shani? There. Yeah, I think we caught Shani arrested today. Yeah, there you go.
She got arrested?
Yeah, see, there we got a picture right there. See.
Wait, hold on. Oh, that's her for real?
No.
Oh, damn. That fooled me. If you told me that was true, I would believe it.
Oh, come on, no, Mike. Who knows?
That looks like her a little bit.
She had to admit her to a mental ward or something like that today. That's the new video that came out.
What?
She's blaming Dragnet.
She went to a mental ward today?
Huh?
She went to a mental ward today?
No, she put out a video saying that she had to bring her son to the mental ward because of all of the things that people on the internet were doing to them.
Of course. She's passing the buck. Of course. Nothing take. Yep. I heard about this. Drag put out a video warning that something was going to some heat was going to heat up on Wednesday, and sure enough, yep, she had to go and.
Well, I mean, she said that the kid was like said he wanted to kill himself. I don't know how Drag could like magically figure out that the kid was going to kill himself on Wednesday, but
unless he found out there was a necessary appointment they had to go to.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think they should get off the internet, dude.
Well, Shani called CPS on herself.
Ah, there you go.
So, yes.
There you go.
She called and was like, I need help. I need help. I need help. And, you know, what do you think? CPS shows up.
There you go. Then they're going to take that serious, no?
They at least have to take it serious enough that they show up.
Sure.
It's real easy to start the process. It's not very easy to actually take the kids away.
Right.
Yeah, there has to be multiple instances on record and like documents and all sorts of nonsense, dude.
I would certainly hope so.
This kid didn't take a nap today. He's being extraordinarily grumpy. That's why I'm here talking to you guys because.
Okay.
That's why you elbow drop him from the air. With the John Cena music playing in the background.
I'm trying to be patient and take my anger and aggression out on Brojo, but it's not working, dude.
I'll be right back. I need a drink, so talk amongst yourselves.
Oh no, I figured out why Broger likes the uneducated economist. He's all about the crypto and gold.
Who the hell is that?
A small YouTuber.
Oh, okay. His name is The Uneducated Economist.
Yes.
Why would you want to listen to somebody who's uneducated?
Because he's into crypto and gold.
Interesting.
I shouldn't pick Roger when he's not here. It's rude and not as fun.
Is he a Keynesian?
I haven't seen enough to know, but
No, it's not.
being a uneducated economist, I am going to say he's probably Austrian. That's what I'm going with. That seems to be the most common for uneducated people would be Austrian.
Ouch.
Well, I
Aren't
mean,
you
it's just
Brojo, you're not a Keynesian, dude.
What?
I'm a Keynesian. What's
No.
wrong with that?
Well, I mean, if you don't like having real money, yeah, it's cool.
Why not? There's money when there's Keynesian. What does that have to do with that?
Well, it doesn't have like real value.
What, the person doesn't have real value? What are you talking about?
you don't understand whether it's attached to something or it's not attached to something. What makes money real money is a government stamp.
Thank you, sir, for explaining.
So you mean force?
Yeah.
Force? Yeah.
Yes, the ability to enforce a law that says this money has to be accepted within this region for goods and services.
I'm gonna pay lyrics and candles.
If I valued candles that much, I would take those candles.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna start doing, paying everybody in
And
candles.
you know that the only Keynesian is going to use that ridiculous trading in goods argument, okay? Like it actually means anything. That we don't live in 1842, dude. Right? I mean, it's pretty common knowledge that we don't trade candles for livestock now, right? We have a medium in which to exchange goods in.
So you got something against money?
No, I'm just saying, like, without the force, right? There's
Correct.
no logical reason to believe that the money has value.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing that's ever give money
That's
value.
the only, yes. So is that
Yeah.
does that have legitimate value or not?
It does have value.
Yes, but the word I
We
used
give
before.
it value.
Yeah. We give it value.
Like it has. I mean, money typically has no intrinsic use, right? I mean,
Yes, it
current money you could burn for a fire, right? Or you could change the coins into something like a knife.
The exchange itself is the value,
Gold and silver has
right?
value. You
No.
could use those things.
Well,
you could use gold and
Money has
silver.
a better, more
that-
value, is more
That
valuable
fluctuates
than
too.
gold and currency, or gold and silver when it concerns that. Right? So gold and silver wouldn't be, because there's a finite amount, and we would have to have extraordinarily large amounts of those things out in the public in order to exchange goods, right? So we know that that doesn't work now. So we use money. We use paper abstraction, right? As far as we can tell, that has the most value for being a medium of exchange, right?
The almighty US dollar.
Well, here's the thing, right? I mean, gold and silver were shiny and people liked it, but the idea that gold and silver is like intrinsically valuable above all these other things just comes because governments or nations used it as a medium to put their stamp on, because it was a scarce resource that wasn't used for anything except for jewelry and money.
Right. It was that this
But we have a problem with
users of
you.
Rome put their face on the coin, right?
Yeah, and if you took your stamp and put it on something like gold, it's real hard to counterfeit because you need fucking gold to make the coin.
There you go.
That's right. So we have the same thing now, right? But we could do that with
Right. You
paper.
can't just print it out of thin air like they're doing now, and
But
That's
that's
right.
all that's all they did before.
Exactly right. That's what they did before with gold and silver. They just mined it out of the ground. which is kind of the same thing as making it up from air. It's all
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah, but that could lose value itself because guess what happened in Spain? You know,
Right?
they
Yeah.
started
They got too
producing
much
that
gold and silver, and it crashed.
and crashed. That's why you can't depend on materials for currency.
That's right. You have to depend on force to enforce abstraction on people that would not normally find that abstraction valuable, right?
And traditionally, it came from keeping out other forms of money and collecting taxes.
That's right.
Now we have the means to make a law that says businesses have to accept this, regardless of if they want to or not.
But there's no actual value on any of it. The
That's in the
only
con-
value that you get, right, is that the one that Cerberus just said. That's the only way that it can be used beneficially without you have to have force. You cannot have the 7 trillion million billion monkeys on the planet say they're not going to agree to it no matter what. It's not going to happen. You're not going to all agree on a one world currency, right?
Without a really draconian, gigantic kind of government.
Yeah. Right. So what would you rather have, dude? Would you rather have lots of money around, draconian governments, kind of like what we're at now, but probably way worse, dude? The more that they conquer, it's probably going to have to get worse and worse because of more upset and discontent, blah, blah, blah. Hellhole. Hellhole. And that's what the money has created. Right? So where's the value in it, dude? It's not valuable for me. Maybe it's valuable for other people, dude. That I don't know.
What are you asking? Who are you asking?
I don't know. Like the inevitable retardation that money has caused, and it will continue to cause in the near future, dude, is going to get worse. It's just going to get way worse.
Necessary evil.
I guess it's a necessary evil if you think that all this has value.
As long as people see it having value, I'm willing to pay for it because it has some kind of value.
The thing is, it's a logistical problem, right? You can't distribute. We don't have the technology and haven't had the technology to distribute goods and services in a centralized manner, right? I mean, the best attempts, right, were Soviet Russia and Maoist China, right? We all know how that turned out, right? That's turned out terrible.
Well, we got to have communism. Yeah, we haven't achieved it yet, but you have to crack a few eggs in order to get it.
Well, but you can have a decentralized economy in a communist society, but they never tried that.
Well, they could never get there.
Yeah.
Well, what did they do? Right? They collapsed the economy, and then they introduced.
There's no collapsing of the economy.
Yeah, they took it over and then tried to plan it from a central point. And
Yeah, well, that's what they
the
did.
whole
The
point
current
was to
economy
eliminate
that was there,
private property.
sufficing everyone's needs, was collapsed, right? And they remade another one based on centralization.
And they didn't have the tech for it, and neither do we. But we can potentially get the tech for it, but we don't have it now.
Yeah.
That's what money is. It's a decentralized way of distributing goods and services. I mean, believe me, if you have a decently powerful government, and there is an actual means to centrally distribute goods and services, you might actually see money disappear.
Yeah, that is very true.
So when this happens, right, when there's just no money,
happen?
Well, if it does, isn't that the point?
Is it going to happen?
Oh, well, I would bet a lot that it will happen.
Yeah.
What happens when abundance outweighs?
Because technology, technology will.
We already live now in a day of abundance, unseen by man. We can feed everyone on the planet and probably double or triple that, dude. Real easy.
But not everybody's fed.
but not everyone's fed. Exactly. And I wonder why, dude.
Supply isn't the problem. Like, we have plenty of supply. It's our ability.
I have a lot of ability too,
Governments.
right? Money seems to be the problem, dude.
No, government.
But what is the government, though? What
The
is
people
that?
that are enforcing the money.
Yeah.
Government.
When you say money and saying government, you're kind of saying the same thing.
Which government are we talking about?
We're
The
talking
one
about
that's
government in general.
We can just talk about the U.S. I mean, we're all more familiar with that anyway.
Either voted or self-elected to govern the people of said nation.
Yeah, so we live in a nation that is, the leader is voted by people in the electoral college, right? Not by the general public. And then these people, which is like, how many? Not very much. Is it just 2 per state? Something like that? 100 people, whatever.
Oh, the Electoral College?
Yeah, yeah.
We have like a handful, very little. These are the people that are enforcing their monetary policy on the entire world. Do you think that like 100 people, or 500, or maybe even 100,000 should have the ability to like forcefully impose their idea of money on the entire world? We're talking force. We're talking bombs. We're talking entire generations destroyed, dude.
I'll be right back.
Whole civilizations wiped out. Ain't even lying, dude. We don't even know about them. Just because of like this idea to spread their money around.
Yeah. Wherever you spread your money to is where you spread your tax base.
Yeah, it's pretty. Like I could understand. I'd be behind it if it was not force, right? If there was consensual, even if it was brainwashing to a point, right? I mean, even if you just pump out compliance machines from the schools, like I'd still be okay with it, dude. But it's not like that, right? It's just forced. It's either you do this system or you don't have the ability to do things, to live. That's centralization.
Oh yeah, to a certain point. Like it's more centralized than, anarchy, for example. But I mean, it could clearly get much more centralized.
So do you think that like if it gets more centralized, I don't even know what that word. So like the people that have the control over the money is less.
Yeah, basically the where the decisions are made at a more centralized point, right?
Just less people are involved in the decision process.
Not necessarily, but usually, yes.
Well, if it's decentralized, right, wouldn't that mean that like the power would be thrown across more, than centralized states, right?
Well, it's just the decision. Individual decisions are being made farther away from a centralized authority.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of how the country's been for the most part. If you live like in the Bible Belt, right, or around that area, but if you're on the coasts, it's, I don't know. You can't just like drop your mortgage and go build a house somewhere, dude, and have no one find out. Look at LA. That's what like cash does. All the people they got problems. They got problems to begin with, dude, and then you got to worry about some guy's money and his force. Makes them all crazy. That's right, buddy. He was just trying to do the right thing, and now he's on the streets of LA. Doing his thing, being a heroin junkie or something. Completely freaking disenfranchised, dude. Never going to be franchised his entire life, dude. Out of control. There's got to be an easier way to franchise people, dude. Like, than competition.
Well, I mean, yeah, there are a bunch of, at least in theory, other alternatives. Right, but some of them are, I think, are actually creepier. Like China did the social currency
What?
thing.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not familiar.
They made a point system to show show everyone who the good people are.
Cool.
Right, so they're going around essentially giving citizens that are socially active gold stars, and those that are dissidents don't get gold stars.
So it was just a meritocracy, but just based on their standards.
In a sense, it's a meritocracy, but it's overseen by a centralized communist party. So it's not necessary. Like, what's considered a merit in that situation is you're pro-communism. Right? I don't know if it will actually lead to any
communism.
No, when we say communism, do we mean just murder 30 million people, or do we mean like try and share our rice?
Both.
When we're talking about China, we're talking about a dictatorship with the veneer of a democratic government that makes more or less all decisions in the country when it comes to the economy. And if they allow other people to make decisions in the economy, they're very heavily watched and regulated. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about China.
That almost sounds like United States, dude.
Oh, it's not. It depends on how you want to look at it, right? So in China, if you want to start a business, you can start a business. But the thing is, the government, right, the Workers' Party automatically owns a large portion of your business. And in theory, at any point, someone from the government could come in and go, "Oh, you make toasters, huh? Well, you need to make lamps now." And that's what you're doing. Right? So that's how it's different from the US. You can own your business. Maybe you don't pay your taxes and the government takes your license away. But the government is not going to come in and, under threat of jail, force you to switch from making toasters to lamps.
The way that you say that, it doesn't sound very threatening. But it is, right? Like,
yeah, it's kind of insidious. Right? It seems simple, but when you sit and think about it, that it's just like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, because like, what if you're making like good things, like condoms, or I don't know, Banaka, right? Something has a use, but then they just throw you on something stupid, like cancer research or something.
Yeah. I mean, they could even come across and go, "Oh yeah, I mean, you're doing good work over here, but we don't want 3 businesses here. We only want one. So we're going to merge your business with these 2 other businesses, and you just have to deal with it." Like, they more or less own the business, right? Right? They don't have to go through the loops of saying, "Oh, you didn't pay your taxes," or "Oh, you broke a law." Right? They can just come in and tell you to do this other thing, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, like a small group of people who made the money, right? They are able to go all over that country and tell other people things that will like make decisions that will affect their lives like dramatically. Like one simple decision, like we're not going to have coconuts in our country, right? Or something stupid like that could kill 20 million people, dude. It's really that simple. It's crazy, dude. Just like, hey, we're not going to have Bic lighters for 2 years. All the people that are going to be without a job, dude, and then all the crime that's going to ensue. Oh my God, awfulness, dude.
Now, of course, the Workers' Party that controls that basically took over the Chinese government. They have their facade of passing laws, but everyone in government belongs to the singular party, and they more or less are chosen to be part of the party based on them believing in all the same things as everyone else. Right? So it's just they put on a pretty dress and called themselves a democratic government, but it's just controlled by one singular ideology with the total disregard for anyone else. And then people come to me telling me China is actually capitalistic. Slap them.
Check one. Can you hear me?
Yep.
What happened? The conversation died?
Sorry, I had to go.
No,
How long have you
just
had-
less than a minute, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's a rogue Lucretius the First wants a link to the StreamYard. This is a name I'm not familiar with. But yeah, we'll give you a link. See,
man.
come on in. Come on in.
Random strangers getting links.
Well, I've put the link out before.
I think I actually know this person. He was on the GDC last night.
Oh,
It's the same
oh,
person.
speaking of GDC, Serb, I caught you talking with Richard.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh my God, that was awesome. That was fucking awesome.
Who's Richard?
Oh,
Oh, do tell. What's going
Richard
on?
Madsen. No, Richard Madsen. No, Richard Madsen. Let me say it first. I met him first through MathPig, okay, and I met him first through MathPig, and he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He did a debate once with Duncan. That was interesting. His conversation with Shannon Q, that was quite good. But he has these, strange, unorthodox beliefs about the Bible. And yeah.
Are we still talking about the Bible?
Oh,
They
of
still
course.
talking- Really?
No, it's
I
the
did not
it's
know.
the gift that keeps on giving, Frank. I mean,
Holy
it's lasted
crap.
2,000 years. Hey.
You're gonna make me want to get a Bible.
Roger.
All right.
Roger, I want to apologize for
Yes.
being mouthy earlier. I'm sorry. I was just a little grumpy.
What?
Had nothing to do with you. I apologize.
Lyrics, you're
Oh,
always
okay.
like this.
No offense taken.
You're always like this, Lyrics.
No offense taken. And yeah, bro.
Just fucking
Thank you,
said I'm
bro.
sorry,
Thank
Frank.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, we're cool. No worries.
Just
No
saying
offense
sorry,
taken.
and then I got a goddamn hater.
know.
Telling me.
I know. I get it. You cooped up in that house by yourself with the
Yeah.
kid. You need some
Yeah.
man time. You got to get out and get your own time a little bit, bro.
I don't need man time, whatever the fuck that means, dude.
Man time, bro time. You got to go out with the guys or something. Go shoot a game of pool, have a drink. Out of the house. Leave the
Yeah,
kid
man
with.
on man time. Yeah.
Yeah, man time, bro.
Man on man.
You got to do it.
I take the pool stick and I do what with it?
Maybe this is your man time. This is like my man time a little bit here, you guys.
It's the only interaction I get with people above the age of 2 ever.
No girls allowed.
No stinky girls allowed.
I want to welcome Jar Cage to the room. Jar, how you pronounce that? Jar Cage? I've seen you at the GCD. Or GDC, sorry. GDC.
What is
The
this?
GDC.
Yeah, 'cause
2.0.
I'm a kind of cynicalist too. Right? I caught the end part of his conversation with someone else. I was like, oh, another one of us.
That was the thing. And that was, what was funny? I haven't seen Odin around in a while. And Odin was conversating with him. I was like, oh, okay. And then you came in and was like, just took the whole conversation. And I was like, poor Odin. Poor Odin. He's so meek. He's so, being Mr. Nice Guy. Let you do your thing. But it seemed like Odin was enjoying the conversation.
Did you happen to see me lay the big fat turd on the pre-supper's face after that? Because that was
no. Which pre-supper?
It was Nicholas something. I mean, I think you've talked.
Oh, Nicholas Strode.
Yeah,
he's a pre-supper.
I've never heard him come right out and say the argument, but it's the logic that entails everything that he argues.
Okay. Because I don't. Last time I remember he was Catholic. He was Catholic.
If you're religious in any way, you're a pre-supper, dude. I'm just gonna say it.
Well, don't you have your presuppositions?
Which one is that? Which presupposition are you talking about?
Oh, you exist.
We all share that, dude. I'm talking about the God one, right? If there wasn't any God or any talk of God, if I didn't hear God at any of your damn monkeys' mouths,
I'm
I
religious.
would never have thought of it. I would never have said, "Oh wow, there's this magical thing that just like made all this stuff magically for me."
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we get to.
You don't believe in magic? Come on,
this is the religious part of our program. Oh, speaking of, all right, before we get into this, because this is perfect. I didn't. I went to go perfect. I went to the diner today, and I caught out of the corner of my eye this woman with some. This is not her, but another woman with the marking.
Oh, it's Ash Wednesday.
Today is Ash Wednesday. Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, that brought back memories. But yeah, today's Ash Wednesday, first day of Lent. For those who know Catholics,
I used to be Catholic. I have no clue what the hell that is.
What's that?
I have no clue what that is. What is?
How long do you go? Like 3 days or a week or something like that?
Well, the ashes are the ashes of when they burn the palms from the holiday before, and they create these ashes. And this is supposed to be a mark where you are a start of Lent, and you're supposed to let go of some kind of bad habit. You give up something, a sort of fast.
I give up not paying my bills.
But you do it to the Lord, and it's a reminder also that from dust you came, from dust you shall return. That's the prayer.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be a reminder of your
people that celebrate Lent like really bad.
But they celebrate the wrong way or some shit?
No, I've seen a couple documentaries about mostly women who they stop eating for Lent and they continue, dude. And it becomes religious in nature and all hell breaks loose.
How long they don't eat for?
I saw this one woman. She's probably one of the worst cases.
Well, Lent is 40 days.
Yeah, you're supposed to go 40 days.
Yeah, because it runs right into
eating. That's not possible.
Well, it's like bread and water deal.
Oh, it's probably a way to lose weight, man.
If Jesus can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, Jesus could do it.
Come on.
If what? Jesus can practice Lent?
Yeah, well, I mean, Jesus fasted.
Jesus practiced Lent, dude.
That dude just ate rocks and sand. 40 days.
Like the whole Jesus.
What? We'll try. I think Jock Cage is having an issue with his. Yeah.
You got really loud, Joe.
I got really loud.
Is that a demon?
How about now? Am I right?
Did you change your mic or something?
No. I hit the wire. I touched the wire. Maybe some of my wire.
You're so loud. I can't hear anything you're saying.
Turn down the freaking shit in the background.
How about now? You all right?
That's better.
Wow, what the?
I'm sorry. I didn't know. You know what? You're telling me there might be a short in my wire. This is a pretty new mic. It's a Yeti, and this might explain why I was having some issues before. That sucks if there's a short. All right, so that's better.
Yeah, that's way better.
Okay, no, I turned down the gain because usually the problem is nobody's hearing me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have that wire check.
It's still, that's cool.
It's still too loud.
Say some stuff.
Too loud? Hello? Hello?
Yo, what's up? Is my mic working?
His is fucking loud.
He sounds fine to me. I mean, Brojo, you're better, but you're still a little loud.
I hear an echo.
Yeah, it's picking up. It's echoing through Brojo. It's picking us up when we talk.
I turned the gain down. Oh my god. I'm sorry. All right, let me try.
Turn the volume down.
I'm gonna. All right, I'm at like almost a lower set right now.
That's good right
That
there.
good?
Dude.
You good?
Yep.
Okay. All right, now let me adjust the volume, my speaker volume a little bit, because you guys are coming a little low. All right, now let's check out Jaw Cage, because he was coming loud for me.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
So yeah, he's coming in louder than all you now to me. So his mic is a little bit high.
Hey, what's going on?
If you could just give me a drop down a little bit, it'd be good. So yeah, so we were at welcome. So Ash Wednesday, give up for something for 40 days. Same thing Jesus did. So I just wanted to bring that up. It was weird. I don't see that as much anymore. From when I'm back when in Brooklyn, everybody was Catholic there, and everybody had the ashes. You know, it's like if you didn't have them on, it's like, oh, you didn't go to church today, did you? Kind of thing.
I mean, I do Ash Wednesday every 40 days. I give up giving up things.
There you go.
On purpose?
I mean, at this point, it's just habit.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, is Jaw Cage? Are you Rogue Lucretius?
Oh, hey, that's my YouTube name. Yeah, what's up?
Okay, I want to make sure I get.
That's funny. I didn't recognize the picture immediately, but you said anarcho-syndicalism, and that reminded me who you were.
Where does it say that?
YouTube chat.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
Oh, you can from inside here.
Yeah.
On the
No,
right
I
hand
can't.
side, next to private, there's live comments.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
See it? And there's the private chat.
Okay, great.
All right. So I know we were kind of on the topic of religion. Did you want to go there?
But who's you?
Why would you want to stop things? Wouldn't you want to like get more things?
You can give up having fewer things.
That doesn't make sense, dude. Let's
It's
stop.
Not a bad ritual.
Wouldn't it glorify Satan better, dude, if you got as much as you possibly could for him?
But this is not about glorifying Satan. It's about, Jesus.
Whatever. Same shit, dude. Okay? Be your God of choice.
I think I'll put the Christian hat on that for him.
Look, whatever.
Wouldn't it like deify him more to get more shit under his name, right? Rather than like, wouldn't it be better for you to tackle on more of a burden of whatever the hell you're talking about for God? Like more, not less. Oh, God gave me this thing and I don't like it. Ew, yucky. Put it away.
Well, the whole point is to be more. You want to be more like Jesus. So you want to sacrifice like Jesus did, like he was, in the desert for 40 days, under the temptation of the devil.
The devils.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Oh God, devil, stop!"
This is like an act of giving up the flesh, because the flesh is supposed to be of no good thing. So you give things up of the flesh. So you should give up. You're supposed to give up. You originally was like meat. Meat was the thing. You remember no meat for 40 days. And then they made, okay, no meat. No meat for Fridays. I think originally, if I might be that they did the church, early church, probably did want people to fast for 40 days. Not a good thing. Not a good idea. Unless they had their exceptions for bread, like you said. But, I mean, it evolved. And there was meat, no meat, then no meat just on Fridays. You can only have them, you can only have it on Fridays. Oh, no, there was no meat on Fridays. You can have the rest of the week, just one day. Just put one day, no meat. That's when you had the fish on Fridays.
Because we decided fish didn't count.
Yeah.
Is that because we got a lot of it? Right?
Um,
We got a lot of the shit. We got a lot of the meat. We didn't have that much meat back then. So we were like, all the religious people got together and like, all these monkeys can't eat as much meat. So we got to impose some sort of religious mumbo jumbo on them to make them not eat as much meat.
I'm
Right?
sure we're killing animals for meat. Sure.
So
we're
cool.
doing that.
That's great. Whatever you got back in the day, continue your meat problem, whatever, fine. But there's so much meat now, dude. So much food.
You
Do
do
you
it-
give up other things other than food on Lent? Is it
It's
just
an act
food?
of sacrifice. It's supposed to be an act of sacrifice, an act of devotion to God. You're sacrificing the fleshly pleasures that you enjoy. It can be the sugars. Maybe you give up sugar. Maybe you give up cigarettes. Maybe your favorite candy. I don't know. Maybe give up sex.
Or you fast. You could fast.
You fast.
How about believing in Christ? Can I stop that for 40 days? Alex, buddy?
You're way ahead of the game.
Kids without naps, dude, are pain. That's all I'm gonna say. You need a nap. So yeah, like I can understand them making that holiday or whatever, the Lent, like back in the day. I can understand that, but why do you? If something's bad for you, right, and you're just waiting for Christ's special day to stop that, isn't it like bondage in a way? Like, why don't you just stop it and don't worry about that day, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to be like a fucking slave the entire rest of the time and not worry about this thing. Is going to go deep in the subconscious and not worry about it. And then once a year, we're going to remind you that you might have a will of your own. and half the people don't even do it.
No. I got about 10, 15
Are you an
minutes here.
atheist, sir?
Who you asking?
Who's naked?
Oh
Who
wait.
you at?
What's the guy who has his mic on? Wait, what's his name again?
Lyrics?
You mean is Cam on?
Cam or Mike?
Yeah,
He's breaking up. You're breaking up, bro.
No, he's not. I just don't. I think he's stopping. He's just stopped talking.
Am I an atheist?
He's not going all the way through. He's not following through.
He gets charged by the letter.
If you're talking about the guy with the camera on, that's lyrics. If you're talking about the guy with the mic on, that's basically everyone.
oh, did I say Mike? Sorry, I meant camera. My bad. Yeah, what's up, camera guy?
Camera guy, what's going on?
Camera guy is an atheist, yes.
Yeah,
Oh
Lyrics.
God.
he's upset.
I'm not
So
even-
bad. Don't say that. You're gonna offend him.
It doesn't even. I don't even care. Who cares? That's what I'm at, Mama. Who cares, dude? Oh, you believe in God? Who cares?
Lyrics hates God. You hate God, right?
Oh, you don't believe in God? Who cares?
You're a God hater.
He did not give him presents for Christmas.
I don't even care if you don't believe it. If you're an atheist, guess what? Who cares, dude? Don't care.
Yeah, and Lyrics hates God so much that when he does Ash Wednesday, he does it for 41 days so he can dunk on Jesus.
I just I'm like, God, give me as much as I possibly can, dude. As much
Living
as you can.
dangerously, man.
Let me see those ashes. Let me see those ashes, Lyrics. Come on. Put some ashes on your head for us, for the camera. Come on.
He puts on
Come
his
on.
cheek.
I don't smoke. I quit smoking.
His butt cheek.
On a day that was not Ash Wednesday, I quit smoking for the rest of my life.
Good.
Take that, Jesus.
Take that, Jesus.
Okay. You only did it for 40 days, but now.
I mean, I can say that, right? I can say that, and that's like a legit thing, dude. Like that's gonna happen, man. And these vaginas get like treated to this kind of willpower thing. And then they have the audacity to say that I'm the weak one because I don't believe. What a bunch of fucking monkeys, dude.
Monkey vaginas.
Jockage. It almost sounds like Jockage.
You can call me Dan, man. You can call me Dan. It's fine.
Dennis?
Dan. Dan.
Sorry, Dan. All right.
Much easier. Thank you, Dan.
Guys,
I cannot pronounce it either.
Dan, see what you started, Dan. You rolled our lyrics up. All right, I got. Like I said, I got a few more minutes, so we could do maybe one more story because we're already almost at the 2-hour mark here. I don't like to stay live for one.
This was a complete disaster, but that's my opinion.
The complete disaster.
Yeah, this is bad.
Oh, hello, Frank.
What's going on, man?
Oh, thank you. I don't know what did you expect, Frank? How can we improve the show, Frank?
No, I did not expect anything. This is what I expected.
Oh, so then it shouldn't have been a disaster because you got exactly what you expected. So we met expectations. You know,
understand.
It's a disaster if we became below expectation.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Green thought his expectations were really low. Right?
He's disappointed in himself. Yeah.
You should take a look at that on Lent, dude.
Well, this is what the Humpday Hangouts are about, you know.
To make you depressed.
Depressed? Well, because the coronavirus. Did that depress you?
No, that makes me actually pretty excited. But okay.
Why are you excited?
Because I survived so far.
So all the death around you.
Death? What death?
It's great, isn't it, dude?
What death? There's more people who died with the flu, man.
All the people that die of it, right? That's why people are so excited about it.
Look, all I have to do is read about the Spanish flu and how many people were killed. So
that's
how many people. How many people in Wuhan die each year of the flu?
Dude, 20 million a year die from the flu. Everyday flu. 20 million.
Worldwide?
Yeah, worldwide. Yeah. Around 20 million.
20 million.
Yeah, dude.
And how many people died from corona?
I know that's a high. That's I don't think.
Go look it up, dude. Go fucking look it up. Okay.
Tell me you made the claim. Drop a link.
Go to the WHO website.
You made the claim. Drop the link.
Go to the WHO website. Go do your own research, dude.
No, you're the one who said 20 million people. That seems like a hell of
around 20 million people a year die from the flu.
20 million people. There's nearly 8 billion in the world.
Yeah, that's like a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a percent, dude.
There's more people who died of old age.
That's right, dude. Exactly. How many people die every year, dude?
Of old age, you know, like that shit's a killer, man.
I know it's like absolutely outrageous that many people die from the flu, but not everyone lives in America, dude, right? Or in a country that has any sort of centralized healthcare system.
Well, in America, population about 350 million. I think what 80,000. I think it is a year die of the flu.
And that's with a pretty decent healthcare system, right? So just imagine not having one of those, and then drinking
$80,000.
shit water out of the Ganges, dude, or something like that, right?
If you could drink shit from the Ganges,
You
and still
dumbass.
survive,
That's what they
hardcore.
do.
Well, dumbass. I'm sorry. Okay, here. Oh, who died in INT? Is that where you want me to go?
Dude, you can go wherever you want.
Wherever I want? Okay.
You want.
The flu kills 646,000 people worldwide.
That is
646,000 worldwide.
a pile of dog shit, dude.
And you told me 20 million.
All right, let's go.
That's a pile of dog shit. You're the one who tells me I'll use any source I want, right? You didn't want to go look it up. You give me a claim of 20 million. I mean, come on. 20 million?
So let's see.
Yeah. You know, you just believe anything you read, Lyrics.
You just ruined the show, Lyrics. You ruined the show by false information.
Who cares?
Uh-huh.
It's not a show, dude. This is a bunch of people.
You know, people come here to get educated, and you just
Yeah,
give them information.
fucking A, dude. Do not come.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. We'll wait. I got a few minutes.
You made Dan leave. He left because he was so upset.
I think he was having issues with his microphone.
I think he wanted to have a debate with me whether China was communism or state capitalist.
Oh, is that what you want?
How come you're saying, sir?
Do you want me to start another? I could start another feed for you guys.
Oh, no, I mean, we hang out in the same places, so I'm sure we'll have the same debate at some point.
Oh, hang out in the same place.
I want to discuss
I'm
communism.
trying to look this up, dude, and
I'm
it's
down
like
for it.
constantly coronaviruses, dude. Like I'm looking up like how many people have died from the flu in the world every year, and it's like not giving me any sort of like actual information. It's just a bunch of websites talking about the coronavirus, dude.
No, I put in simple search flu deaths worldwide.
That's
So
all
let me
you
do
see.
that. Flu deaths worldwide.
And the 650,000 number keeps coming up.
So what's
Hmm.
I got in a couple places.
I have like the Weather Channel and Al Jazeera, CBS News. I'm on Google. I typed in
The
flu deaths
CDC.
worldwide.
Would you trust the CDC, the government
Let me
website?
share my
Trust the
screen,
government? You know, I don't know. So,
It's just. Can you see that?
let me see. Okay, what am I looking at?
So like I typed in flu deaths worldwide, right? And then like
There you go, 80,000 plus in U.S. alone.
it's like
Yeah.
8,000 plus deaths. And,
I'm-
but it's,
I'm-
that
I'm-
doesn't give you any sort of like.
Show me your 20 million number. Where you got 20 million? 20 million. Come on. We're waiting.
Just go to. Jeez.
While he's looking up for that,
I went to the
Serb
CDC
and
website.
Frank, do you guys want to have the economic conversation?
I'm down. As long as that Dan comes in.
Oh, okay. If he comes in, all right. So if he comes back in the next couple minutes, then I'll just leave it open, and I'll
You
be
can argue
interested.
about whether China is communist or not, dude.
I'll be interested in hearing you guys.
China is a socialist,
I do have to make a call though.
not a communist country.
Well, this all depends on what, like,
These are all
what
words that
what
have-
definition you're using, right?
Well, no, I'm using the one from Marx. That's what I'm using.
Yeah.
Yeah, not this nuanced stuff.
So
Yeah,
where's-
people. There is lyrics. He's frantically looking for where he got 20 million deaths from the flu
That's what
worldwide.
he wishes. That's what he wants. Oh God, what I want for Christmas is 20 million deaths a year.
Lyrics.
Sure.
Try pulling your pants down, lyrics, because that's probably where you got the 20 million out of your ass.
Yeah, all right, guy, the different fucking battery works, dude.
I don't know. Yeah, I just had to get back at you because you gave it to me about the battery and
I know, right? I mean,
50 million people must die from fucking
we're not
herpes.
giving actual numbers here.
Okay. Hey, Rogue, you coming back in? What's the deal? We can continue on with we'll just the rest of the show talking economics.
You're on the WHO website? Is that the one that you said? Rojo?
What's that?
What website did you go to?
I was the one. There's medicinenet.com. There's the CD. Well, not CD.
I'm on the CDC right now, and I can't really.
Research.ca. I don't know. Let me see. You want who.int, the World Health Organization? Let's see what they say. Let's go right to them.
You didn't go to them? Hold on.
I was just scrolling right through the first page, and I've seen 650 number. Let me see if they give me
This is like got news on it and stuff.
just a fact sheet about the flu. Was not giving me any numbers as far as just going through the different viruses.
I looked about the CDC too, and I can't find numbers or anything. Where would you find numbers for health-related?
Oh, no, here we go. I have it. Here we go. It's hold on. I'm gonna put it into this already. Here we go. All right, you see that? See the page? Signs and symptoms. You see that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. It says worldwide, these annual epidemics are estimated to result in about 3 to 5 million cases of severe illness and about 290,000 to 650,000 respiratory deaths.
I don't know.
So you don't even have 20 million cases.
Low,
Never mind deaths. You don't even have 20. You're nowhere close to 20 million cases.
They say there's 3 million cases of the flu a year. There's way more than that, dude. 3 million a year, dude. Get the flu.
You may say I stand corrected at any time. You may say that anytime. You may say that at any time.
7 million people, dude. Okay, and he's saying that 200,000 or 300,000 of them get the flu a year.
No, do we have to read it again?
You said that those were the cases.
Oh my god!
Like you just said that there wasn't that many deaths. There's not even that many cases, right?
Look. Do you see my screen?
This is respiratory death.
I do. Yes. Right. There's 3 to 5 million cases of severe illness. And about 290,000 to 650,000 deaths.
Whoa, dude. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say with that like I have magical evidence to produce to you to say that those are like incorrect, but like I don't think that that's correct, dude. I mean, we don't even have the tools to produce
well, then show me something that with different numbers. Do you have a different study or different link? I mean, this is World Health Organization.
You what I said?
So, I mean, if they're underreporting, how do we know?
Exactly. Right? Like, how many deaths are not?
How are you not acting like any different than some conspiratard?
Because right I do not believe that we have the means to accurately convey how many deaths are caused from the flu every year.
So what makes you think 20 million deaths?
That's just fucking basic logic, dude, okay? We don't have the means to tell how every single person died, let alone of the flu, right?
Especially where do you get the number 20 million?
Yeah.
Where did you get your number of 20 million?
I don't remember. It was just some number in my head that I got from some fucking who
This is
think
this
that
is
I
the
was
atheist, Frank. This is the atheist, Frank. This is the skeptical atheist.
Brother, are you really bitching at me after that? 30 fucking years, dude.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Didn't know how. I couldn't tell you off the cuff how a battery worked because I was just trying to introduce some new technology. But I certainly didn't make some extraordinary claim like 20 million flu deaths. I mean, I just didn't make that claim.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, are you happy? Is that what you want to hear, dude?
What?
How in the fuck can you sit there and say that shit about like skeptical atheist and all this other shit when you have been fooled for fucking most of your life about shit, dude?
I got 20 million deaths a year.
I'm playing with you, bro. I gotta play with you.
Gotta tickle you, man.
And tickle you.
Gotta tickle you with that.
I call you on your shit. You called me on my bullshit. You call me on my bullshit, which I very much appreciate. I'm calling you on your bullshit.
All right, but you can't sit there and make a claim that I'm somehow as clueless as someone that for fucking 30 years, right, believed nonsense.
He's losing his shit.
Shanny's making fun of sex. Right? You're a hooker. Ugh. You're right. You're a gross sex worker.
Oh, shit, this is too much. I need a break.
Black what? Right.
Okay. So I guess it's like economic thing is not happening. This economic discussion ain't happening.
Well, we had a quick back and forth in the YouTube chat.
Oh, trying to keep secrets?
No, everyone else was talking about other things.
Why didn't he come back in?
Well, I don't think he was around for the last things I posted, so I think he wandered off. Oh
yeah, see, 4:45 was his last post. Yeah, that was a while ago. All right, I'm gonna go. That was a lot of fun. Thanks, guys. I'm sorry I didn't meet your expectations, Green. Maybe next time.
Yeah, you guys got to do a better job next time. But,
what would you like to see?
You didn't get what you wanted to.
What I like to see?
Yeah, what you want to see? Blood, mayhem?
No, just surprise me. Somebody just have a seizure right in the middle of the fucking hangout. Or a stroke. Call the hospital.
Can't be that lucky, dude.
Yeah, it might be me.
Would you like to do a hangout, something related to your field?
No, I would not do that.
Yeah, that's just like a college-educated person talk to a bunch of retards that don't know what they're talking about what he's educated in. That's great, dude.
But also, though, being a professional, he becomes liable for any sort of advice he gives.
So you see my picture, you see my name. All right. This is how professional I get.
I guess we could put up disclaimers,
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, let me get your opinion on this. Did anybody listen in on the Hangout last night? King. Do you guys remember King Richard? Richard. Oh God, what's his name? Richard. Oh my God, Serb. You know who? I
think I know who Richard is. Actually,
Greenwich. Was it Greenwich?
The one I talked to like yesterday. That Richard.
Richard Garnage. He's got the presidential seal as his avatar.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he wants a law making like these websites, these health websites that claim these different cures and remedies and stuff like that to be more accountable. And he feels, a lot of them are lying or misleading.
But there's a disclaimer thing. They protect
themselves. Exactly. And this is what I was trying to talk to him about. I said the disclaimer is there. It's in fine print. Then you could click here, the terms of service. I've said, if you want bigger warning labels, I can see your point there. But it's, they're not claiming anything And it says right there, for educational and entertainment purposes only.
Exactly. What he wants, like somebody like burnt to a crisp on their
He wants them
website or
gone.
something.
It's like he wants to get rid of free speech in essence, in a lot of ways. Yeah. Which was
Yeah, that's always the thing, right? Do you want to get rid of free speech with the best of intentions?
Well, don't you want to know the right answer?
Oh yeah,
Is that more important than whatever?
Well, yeah. Well, I would say that baby warning labels or liability notices, right, should be the biggest thing on your webpage, and it needs to be up front at the top.
so you sound so it sounds well, that's what I thought that's what it sounded like Richard wanted, but he kind of wants them all out.
Well, yeah, he wants the warning, the liability thing not to count, right?
So even if they did that, right, there'd be like a bunch of websites who had this big warning on it, and then one that didn't.
Well, he would want the ones with a warning on it to still be able to be prosecuted for like misinformation. So, like, for example, what he would want if you went out on the internet and made a YouTube channel or a website where you thought, vitamin B cured cancer, right? And then you went around talking to everyone, doing interviews about how vitamin B cures cancer. You would, if you were halfway smart, you would put up a liability thing, but he would still want you prosecuted anyway.
Yep.
Basically, he wants the government to determine what is true for people.
Yeah.
Is he a Christian?
No.
He's not a God believer of any type? Because that sounds just like a God believer did.
Oh no, he's an atheist.
And he wants the state to differentiate truth for people?
I guess at least when it comes to these claims of holistic healings and stuff like
I
that.
wonder where he like centers his argument around, like how he can have like a cogent, rational argument inside his brain for that. Like how does government get their jurisdiction to police truth? Like where does the government get that right? Who even has that right? I didn't even know that was a right. That could be like.
I'm back.
Well, he feels if people making certain claims that should be backed by anything short of scientific evidence, these people should be prosecuted because they're lying and they're misleading people and stuff like that. Though, like I said, the disclaimers.
People who do yoga, people who like, let's say, drink freaking tea or some shit like that.
Where you cross the line. So, in essence, and then he probably feels that people who died from smoking or something should be sued because, even though the warning label's right there in front of them. I mean, you can have the warning label as big as you want. People are going to do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Serb, your buddy, guess it was almost 2 hours ago though. Edward LaCour is floating around. Remember Edward?
Oh yeah. Well, when you say the last name, it confuses me. I remember an Edward that you had around.
Edward LaCour, yeah.
Is he English?
Yes.
Was he younger?
I have no idea how old is he is.
Was he the anarcho-capitalist guy? I'm trying to remember.
I think so, dude.
Yes, he's an anarcho-capitalist. I met him.
I love end caps.
I met him through oh God, what's his name now? Shit. Mr. Cropper. Cropper? What's his name? Mr. Cropper. That guy. That's how I met him.
Was that you that pull up that who's the Mammarino guy? That video of him laughing. Was that you, Bro Joe?
Mammarino. Oh yeah, I did that. Yeah, I took that clip. Yeah, I was watching and I saw that clip and I saw what his eyes did. I was like, wow, I gotta get that. I gotta grab
That's the most emotional I've ever seen that guy, dude.
that.
He's normally like a textbook. Dude.
Okay, so Dan is back. Dan, you guys, you want to have your conversation on economics? You go at it from here. I'll leave it to you three, and I'll just listen in because I got to
I'll
call.
talk about whatever.
No,
Whatever you guys want to talk about.
Yeah, well, I think China is not communist in your face.
there you go.
Well, I mean, I agree. Yeah, but it's not communist in any sense of the word in practice.
It is not. Yeah, I agree.
Well,
Define communism for me.
Yeah, I mean, collective ownership of the means of production minus private property, state, class, and money. China has all those fucking things.
Okay, but now
Or
what
sorry,
happens?
China has the things that communism lacks, plus and it has a private ownership of the means of production.
Okay, who is the government in China?
The Chinese Communist Party. I'll ask you this: if a handful
The
of people,
People's Party?
wait, if a handful of people own the means of production, is that private or public ownership?
Well, according to Chinese theory of government, the People's Party is the people, which includes everyone.
Okay, do they represent the people or not?
Yeah. I mean, they don't just represent the people; they are the people.
Okay. So this guy is seriously going to be telling me that the Chinese Vanguard Communist Party of China represents the people of China.
That is the Chinese theory of government.
That's why they put up mats so the Chinese workers, when they throw themselves off of buildings, don't kill themselves, right?
I mean, I don't know if that's the specific reason, but all I'm telling you is what the Chinese theory of government is.
I mean, that's fine. That's a problem with fucking tankies. Focus too much on theory, and ignore how their theories work out in the real world.
I'm confused. What do you mean? What do you mean by tanky?
Well, I mean, yeah, you say you're an anarcho-syndicalist, but you're speaking like
No, I didn't say anarcho-syndicalist. I said syndicalist.
Oh, syndicalist? Oh, okay, fine, fair enough. But yeah, basically people who hold to some kind of Marxist Leninism, Maoism, or whatever, people who parrot their talking points like.
Oh yeah, no, I think I mean the term state capitalism comes from Marx. Right.
Well,
and if you're using Marx's definition, then communism means something different than it does to everyone else.
Well, the thing is, it cannot be a communist country because they have a vanguard. As soon as they have a vanguard, that is a socialist state.
This is if you go by Marx, right?
By Marx, yeah.
But Marx. So during the time of Marx, the political scape of Europe was having their equivalent of the definition of atheism debate. Right. And the term socialism won out in the West, and the term communism won out in the East, more or less putting Germany mostly on the East. And so Marx went around and used his own definition and defined communism as some sort of evolution of socialism, while everyone else just went, oh, the East call the same thing communist, but they revolted. And we don't want to revolt, so we'll just call ourselves socialist, and then that's the difference.
But you could even go to Lenin. Lenin knows that's the end goal. It was for communism, and the whole thing that he was a Marxist, right?
Yeah.
He's going by his thing, and not only that, you have Stalin doing the same thing. They were heading towards communism. The reason why they had not achieved communism was because of the vanguard. The vanguard was necessary. And this is the process.
It became centralized, right? And you basically replaced the thing with the same thing. Just now you have a different theory of government where the people or the vanguard control everything.
Yeah, but that's not communism, though.
It is to everyone that isn't a Marxist communist.
Okay.
Really? Because, I'm thinking to myself, right, if you have the Vanguard Party and their family, and they're the ones who own the means of production. Like that's further away from communism than even capitalism as it exists today.
But see, for example, in the Chinese theory of government, the vanguard isn't specifically the only owners of capital, right? The party that equals the whole people owns the everything. So there's the communal ownership. That's how their system works. This is why when you start a business in China, the government, to outside viewers, owns the business. It's but the government is the people. This is why I pointed out in the outside chat, Marx did not consider all of the logical loop-de-loops people can do.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair enough. So yeah, you're basically stating how the Chinese Communist Party themselves think, right?
Yeah,
They're just saying that how they interpret it.
Well, I'm saying that the generalized definition of communism, right? Not the Marxist definition of communism. It matches that definition because that definition is.
But from
I don't want to say vague. It takes very little to be considered a communism under that. And China has that, even though it's through a logical loop-de-loop.
Then what you're saying is that there's no difference between socialism and communism.
Yeah, in that time in Europe, unless you were a Marxist specifically, they wanted the exact same thing, but the Western socialists wanted it through a democratic process, and the Eastern communists decided to overthrow all their governments.
Which happened in Russia.
And for a very long time, those were the difference in the words. Obviously, Marx has become more popular than those terms.
Look,
so everyone thinks about Marx.
Look,
I learned communism from
Marx.
Well, it's because Marx helped write a book called The Communist Manifesto.
There you go. And that's where I got my information from. I don't know who else. I know there were anarchists as well during that time, but what I understood is communism was the goal. And socialism was the step.
The anarchist movement specifically was an answer to Stalinism. Right? They're pretty socialistic.
But that's after the fact, though.
Yeah, it's after Stalin takes power. Yeah.
I mean, but there were always like people in the socialist movement who, were skeptical of having a fucking vanguard party and whatnot.
Yeah, because they foresaw the problems. When you give people control of everything, how are you going to get them to let go of control?
Exactly. Then you have, private means of production, because one group will be like, you know what, we're going to make money here. We might as well not give out this grain at this time. So in order to eliminate private property altogether, it had to be centralized through the state, the vanguard.
Like, I understand, like, the tanky argument, right? It's like, okay, so yeah, a vanguard, it goes kind of like this. Like, a vanguard party is needed, to keep cohesion in the revolution. But I mean, even if I grant them that, I mean, that shit's got to dissolve as soon as
Yes, that was the whole point. It was supposed to dissolve, but we have something called human beings that like to keep power, and it's very hard to let go of that power. I think that's something that was not foreseen.
Well, more importantly, when the vanguard sees themselves as the people, anyone that speaks out against them when they're operating the government is automatically against communism.
Yes.
Right. So, even
they're counter-revolutionary.
Even if they thought they were going to give up power, they feel like they shouldn't because there's all these anti-communist people just out there waiting to take it from them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I would say, more importantly, state capitalism isn't capitalism. in
Nah.
any sense of the word capitalism.
Capitalism has like never really existed on a state level, dude.
Well, it's specifically defined as private ownership. That's a key property right where government doesn't own the property. So the Chinese, they might be state capitalists, but they're not capitalists.
Well, capitalism does exist to a very small minority of people, right? But like,
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Small minority of people, man. It's private ownership of the means of production. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Well, that's the thing about communism. Communism was not supposed to.
Do you think
according to Marx, it's not a hierarchy. It's everybody gets the fruits of the labor, regardless if you're like some administrator, administrating a factory, or you're sweeping a floor. It's all the same. That's the whole point of communism, And socialism is not like that. There is a hierarchical structure, but the whole point, this communist thing is for the socialist state to wither away into communism.
Yeah,
why?
honestly,
Why are you doing that, dude? I haven't heard any good reason. We're just talking about the definitions of words.
You know what? I'm gonna end up joining the Communist Party.
But wait, what specifically? Why should the state wither away, or what?
Why should that be a goal? Like, why would you want that to be a goal? Why would you want that?
Lyrics, you just convinced me to join the Communist Party.
That's fine. Go over there, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it just because.
I think he means the American Communist Party.
Any of them, dude. I've never seen
the one from Bulgaria.
Shit, dude. And the death toll over in Russia is just staggering, and people just brush over it like it's not a big deal, These words have meanings, right? And we understand their meanings, but when it's actually practiced, they're not those meanings, right? It's just
when tankies do it, it turns into China, Soviet Union, whatever. When anarcho-syndicalists do it, it's closer to the real, it's closer to what it's in theory, at least.
What's the goal, right? The goal is to not have as much corruption in a system that gives as much goods to as many people as possible, right? I would assume that that's the economic goal, right?
But that's kind of the moral argument, right? The goal really is to decentralize power and put it in local people's hands. Specifically with syndicalists, they think they, including me, they'll make arguments like, if the car factory, right, the car factories basically would be owned by a syndicate, as they would say, or a union, which is what Americans would probably think of. Because that factory is owned and operated by the people that live by it, they won't do things like pollute the groundwater, right? They won't do things like move the job overseas because then they put themselves out of work, right? A lot of and you don't have to worry about paying them social services, because if they go out of business, it's more likely actually their fault. It's some of the arguments, right? The goal is to move decision making out to people, get all the unnecessary stuff away. Right? There's a bunch of regulation you don't need anymore when you reorganize society like this, and then you just let them go. It'll basically let market forces decide after that.
If that's the goal, right? That's the goal. To let the market forces decide themselves, or just hopefully. See, I don't know, dude, because how do I put this? I don't trust the collective populace any more than I trust a group of wealthy people, right, to run things. I don't know, like,
Syndicalism is like the middle ground.
yeah, but
Where it's not the everyone, and it's not the government, and it's not an individual. It's the people working the business.
but like at a particular level, right? Like there's got to be some sort of break away from direct connectivity to the company, right? It's some like you have to have regulatory thing. There has to be this other entity outside of the corporate structure, right, to regulate it. And like,
Well, yeah, the people.
yeah, but you say that, right? The people, but like you guys were getting into this huge argument about like what that actually means in China. So like, do we know like what's the people?
Well, I mean that was his propaganda, right? You know,
Everyone says like that's the people. What is cool on the internet at that particular time? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. If that just seems like a word that people use for government to like, because that's not what's going to happen, dude. Right? That's just not the way that the human race functions. We don't just say, "Hey, people, make it." You're in control.
Yeah, you're really not.
Concrete here, right?
But it just depends on where you are, what it means. It generally means it either literally means everyone, or it means a group of people who either think they represent everyone, or everyone has legitimately given them power to make decisions for everyone.
No, that seems like a more reasonable definition, right? Than just saying like everyone. Because I know everyone's included, but not everyone chooses to even participate in the system. And most of the people don't even really have any sort of authentic vote or voice, right? In just any society in general, regardless of whatever words you want to put on it or whatever. I mean, that's just a fact. So like how are we gonna like take what's best for everyone, right, and make it happen without using force?
Excuse me, I'm just getting back. What are we defining?
The people.
Yeah, like
We're defining people. What a people is.
well, in context to like a government body having control.
Like we the people.
Yeah, I don't know. Humans, yes. Like we're talking about it in the context of communism, right? Like how there's the Communist Party, Chinese Communist Party, you know, it's of the people, right? Like there's this. I don't think that we like properly define what like people is or like who are these. It's a group of people. It's like a group of persons who takes responsibility for everyone else's pretty much vote or say so through force, right? That's what ends up happening.
Well, you can ask the Chinese themselves what they think of the ruling Communist Party, right?
Well, like any government, dude. It doesn't even whatever word you want to put on it. Like, however they divide the means up, right? They're all pretty much just small groups of people with monopolies on forces trying to, you know, persuade people to do what they say.
Well, I mean, the point of this is to find out whether or not the Chinese Communist Party represents the interests of the Chinese or not. Chinese.
And I'm just wondering, like, is that group of people that is trying to represent all the rest of them, are they better, right, at decision making or whatever, the running of the world than the people would be? Would that be the most efficient means, right? That's the only question I'm asking, not whether, you know, blah blah blah, capitalism, blah blah blah, but whether when it really boils down to it, right? Like they say all these words, but it's really just a group of people enforcing a monetary policy, right? That's how it is everywhere. The monetary policy is different, right? It's all got its own little schmoodly doodlies, but for the most part, that's what it is. And I think, is that efficient? Is that better than whatever your alternatives are? I don't see any other alternatives that are actually practiced.
Yeah, I would say it is, but like I was mentioning before with the logistics problem, it's only becomes more efficient until basically tech can come up with a better solution. There isn't a better philosophy, right? There might be better technology, which will just render old philosophy pointless.
I don't see any technology now that would make that pointless, though. It actually seems to be enhancing it, dude.
Well, I mean, think about making a super intelligent, like hyper intelligent AI that has the ability to, in real time, gather all data of all resources and population. Right. Now, maybe you want to call that a person, which might be fair. And then you're still having a person or a small group of persons controlling everything. But, it's really then also just a computer organizing things. And there really isn't, there wouldn't necessarily be a need for human beings to be in control.
I guarantee you, if there's a bunch of humans that have control of a super AI, they're not going to pay attention to it all the time. They're not going to be like, we're going to do this. It says to magically, do this. It's probably not a good idea. People might.
Well, I mean, it goes even deeper than that. If this thing truly is just insanely intelligent, the people that control it might think they control it, but the super intelligent being might just be manipulating them. Right?
It's so far advanced that it's not even feasibly possible right now, dude.
Oh yeah, it's not possible now.
I'm talking about today. I don't see communism as working. All these isms, these things, they're just ideas that are in the ether, right? I don't know if any of them is going to work, to be honest. I hear back in the day they tried it in Eastern Europe, right? And a lot of people died. I don't know if what they tried was what they said in the textbooks or not, verbatim. I doubt it, but it didn't seem to work.
Well, I mean, the one thing that a lot of people point out is, was it? I forget if it was during World War I. Was it during World War I when the Syndicalist Union came up in Spain? They were doing a really good job until other armies came in and killed them. So I mean, people died, but they didn't die because of the system.
Yeah, they just died because they needed to die.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Well, I mean, what about the millions and millions of Russian farmers? They were killed by the government, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
They had their grains and all their foods and everything taken away because of glorious state for helping everyone out so they can redistribute everything, right? Which sounds good, but they didn't redistribute it back to those people. They died.
Yeah. They soon found out that you actually need a hierarchy to organize things.
Yes.
Right, because not everyone knows how to be a good farmer. Not everyone knows how to make a good car.
That's right.
Not everyone knows how to, do TV programming. So it becomes pointless in trying to involve everyone in everything. It actually makes everything worse. And then you end up with a kind of general communism where it's just more or less the same thing as before. Except for it's usually now a bit more of a dictatorship because why not?
But what about the research done on worker co-ops though?
Yeah, pretty good. Just all small scale, right? I mean, that's why I'm a syndicalist. It's all small scale.
Yeah, it would work on a community basis.
I mean, it depends, right? I mean, there's Mondragon. Here, let me look up real quick how many people they have.
But we're talking about state level, dude. You got to have at least 20 million, right?
Yeah, we find me a state level co-op, and I'll be all over that.
Okay,
I don't think there is one.
Well, I mean, the closest I can think of would be these libertarian socialist projects here and there, right?
Did he just go out for you guys?
Well, no, he muted.
Oh, because I heard him, and then he was talking, and then all of a sudden his voice went out or something.
If you go back in time, when the skills necessary to just maintain was much lower, I think it'd be much more possible then. But
Yeah,
knowledge and tech have gotten too big, right? Too complicated, needs too many man hours to learn and do properly, and you can't do that when you try just to involve a large group of people. People have to specialize.
Well, I mean, I do agree that yeah, we should have market socialism at some point, which is kind of what you're describing, right? But I'm agnostic as to whether that should be the end goal.
Oh, yeah, now you did get quiet. We can't hear you.
yeah, you faded out to the background.
Wait, what about now?
Good.
Okay. So yeah, what Cerberus is talking about, yeah, it's it's called market socialism, right?
Yeah. I mean, there are other terms for it, but that is, if you Google market socialism, you'll find it.
It's like yeah, like the workers have ownership over their workplaces, but you have a market economy still.
Yeah, I mean, because the problem really isn't in the free market. The problem really is in, well, it's not even necessarily in private ownership. It's in private ownership that has managed to gain a large portion of capital and currency.
Well, this is when you need to have freaking laws.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Probably ones that aren't enforced by force.
Well,
What? How could you enforce the law without force?
Ones that don't use force, because that's like why corruption.
Please don't rob me. Don't rob me.
This is why
about me, dude. We're talking about a group of people, right, who would just easily as kill you as care, right?
Yeah, please don't pollute the river. Just don't throw anything away, please.
this is
That's
why
right. Those people are in charge, dude. They're the ones that are making the laws, and those are the ones that always make the laws, dude. Those are the people who get in there, right?
Making laws is a process.
That's right. We're aware.
It's not the same
People
people
involved in that process benefit from it, right?
Everyone's involved in the process some way or another.
I don't think that I'm involved in any sort of lawmaking process whatsoever, dude. How am I? I may be affected by them.
Go to your local PTA and then rally the troops, and then go to your your city government and demand potholes to be filled.
No,
that works.
I mean, yeah, it actually does a lot of the time, but not always.
If you yell enough, you'll get shit done, and you definitely have the voice for it.
Yeah, and if you all show up with pitchforks and torches, it will add to the ambiance.
Yeah, they'll listen.
So what you're really saying is there's no way to control these people, dude.
What? We said the exact opposite. What are you talking?
That doesn't work.
Well, the problem is, right, force is a reality. Like, force is a thing that can happen. So when you let, for example, remove the government's ability to force anything, what you end up is a bunch of let's say, best case scenario, a bunch of people organize themselves into their whatever ideology they like, right? So they can make their own little sort of communities. The only problem with that is somewhere are the monarchists, right? Somewhere there are the dictators, and there's like, why don't I just invade the hippie colony next door? Because fuck them.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck them. Fuck the hippies.
And then all of a sudden you just have a government again.
Yeah.
I mean, if we could somehow make force not a reality.
That happens now. I mean, that's not like.
No, I can't kill hippies.
Well, I mean, we can like invade a different group of people. I mean, that happens all the time.
I want to invade my next door neighbor and take over his house.
Well, you can't, because a group of people has enough force over you that they've scared you into not doing that.
Ah, force. Right? Okay.
Yes. That's really the only reason why.
Force.
I mean, if you really wanted to like do that, right?
Yes, I do, actually.
No one's stopping you, dude.
Oh, no. Somebody's going to stop me.
What do you mean?
The cops.
Oh, they're going to stop you from doing that?
Yes.
What? You have to call them first.
No,
You're
they're
going to call them
call,
and be like, hey, man.
they're going to call the cops.
Hmm?
And I'm going to get arrested.
You might not, dude. You might
What do
actually
you
get away
mean
with it.
might not? Are you
Might get away
telling me
with it, dude,
this?
right?
Yeah, you better be careful. I mean, if we get rid of government force, one day you're going to see Green Soul just walking down the street towards you, and just as he walks by you, you're going to hear like Abu Snack Bar, and that's the last thing you'll ever hear. Like you'll be done.
Islamic State, baby.
The people that like don't commit crimes, right? They're like not criminals, right? The people that commit crimes are criminals, right? Regardless of whatever the laws are. So it's not like this law is subjectively better. I mean, who fucking cares? They're all ridiculous. So like this group of people saying this random group of laws is better than everything else, and just we have to do it because they say so. Right. But even though, let's say that man that you wanted to kill, Green Soul, committed a sexual crime against your children.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would turn the other cheek and allow you to go kill that man. And that's just me, dude. And most people would probably be the same way. You know, but hey, I guess these people have enough force where they can override my morality, you know, and like allow me to bend. I guess that their punishment is better than whatever is going to happen. I don't know, but it's the force. Like you wouldn't have to deal with whatever made up fucking punishment for them fucking your daughter, right? Whatever nonsense punishment they want to come up with, dude, for that action in that context. Lord forgive us, dude, right? But whatever.
But what are you saying, lyrics? Like
that like you're never going to get rid of the people who are going to like make up ridiculous laws that hinder other people. That's the real problem, right? It's not that it's communism or that there's all these, you know, whatevers, these governments or these it's that there always is a group of people who will get in control and try to make it their way, you know, and then conquer other people to make it their way. It doesn't matter who they are. It's just black, white, green, straight, gay. Whatever. It doesn't matter, dude. You know, that's, I think, is more important than like, than a lot of other stuff that people talk about. And like, I don't see anyone like even talking about that like human nature, I guess. Maybe it's human nature, collective, like civilization, human nature at some point, right? I guess we have to have the Godhead. If we don't have the Godhead, like the entire thing just shits the bed. I don't know. I don't know if you can have a civilization without enacting force. Besides, like more than a group of people, like a co-op, right?
there's always some sort of force, some form of the law.
Hey, buddy.
The
I know.
People's Police hashtag.
I just look at my kid right here and I'm like, I don't know. It's upsetting that humans are like that, I guess. Maybe I'm just upset about that we're like that. There's just a lot of us that can't control themselves enough, that have to have like consequences over their head or something. I don't know. I think it's
Well,
just
I'd rather have a system where I have a say in who's going to lead me.
Mm-hmm.
Which we kind of have with the Republic, but extend to the fucking workplace.
Yes.
As well.
Well, this is why I always say that all you really have to do is pass one law, and it says you can't have employees or contract workers. Then private individuals could still own their business. And if you happen to want to expand your business and need more people, you can always take on partners.
Yeah, you guys should come over to North Carolina. Let's start a co-op, man. I already have some money saved for that. So
I believe in a strong welfare state with capitalism, straight up.
I mean, I agree with the moral ideas of like syndicalism and whatnot, and the general complaints that socialists have. But I'm really a capitalist. Like I do all sorts of capitalistic things constantly.
Yeah, I'm mixed.
well, I mean, so do I, man. Like I, basically for like ever since I started working, I've been whoring myself, so I can be exploited by the highest bidder.
Well, I mean, I
I
own
gotta
things.
tell myself.
I own capital. But
No, the problem is owning time. That's my issue. And how much time you own from someone. But I'm a mixed economist. I believe in both. I think they could work well with each other for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you're a sock them, right? And you're pushing for like the
A strong social welfare state.
You want the 1K a month, right, from Andrew Yang? What if we had universal basic income, dude? Would that like be an
I
insult?
think it makes sense more in the future because there's a lot of jobs that are getting automated and they need to have some type of circulation from people. So in a weird way, it does make sense. Or, yeah, I don't know.
The capital is being created regardless, dude, right? So would you rather have capital go to corporations that aren't taxed or to
No, I think they should be
working
heavy.
mama, right?
I even think there should be a freaking income ceiling too. I don't think you should be making more than $1 billion.
Well, that's inflation allows that to happen, dude.
I don't know how that's possible.
There wasn't $1 billion in the economy at one point, right?
Yeah, but I don't think one person should own $1 billion. Do you know how much?
Let's just say you can't make up $1 billion through like fractional reserve banking, right? But if you want to earn $1 billion, why can't you earn $1 billion through selling goods and services to other humans?
I can answer that because it's a dangerous amount of power to give someone over everyone else.
Well, I mean, how would that power is there regardless?
You know what Bloomberg is doing right now, right?
What? Being a Jew?
By the election?
Why everybody talking about
Actually,
Jews?
he's being the opposite.
Why
Money.
are we talking about Jews?
Well, I mean, honestly, man, like, okay, so yeah, this rich, wealthy, useless, wait, he used to be, what, mayor of New York, whatever? Or
Tried banning soft drinks, dude.
He's
32-ounce Cokes you can't have in New York.
I can't believe that they actually got somebody worse than Trump than fucking Bloomberg. That guy's horrible, man. That's bad.
Like that's just because you don't want cops filling you up. Okay.
No, I don't want to stop. Okay?
I call bigotry. What do you got against white guys filling your butt?
We have like an anti-freedom candidate, dude. I love it. It's great. America.
If he runs, go Trump. That's all I'm saying.
So we solved all the world's problems yet?
Yes, we did.
Yep.
Nothing's going to change, dude.
20 minutes.
No matter if Trump's elected or fucking Bloomberg.
Keep looking to that president. Go ahead.
Fuck Bloomberg.
I mean, at this point, I'm back to if Bernie doesn't win the nomination, I'm writing in Ralph Nader again.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
No, that's a fair response. I mean, Ralph Nader is the best American alive, but it is a total joke.
Holy shit! Thank God for seatbelts.
And that Freedom of Information Act. You did a bunch of things.
Yeah.
How many people you think are writing in Jesus Christ?
I mean, there's always some.
Man,
I'd
can
rather-
you imagine if Jesus was president? Man, we'd be fucked, dude. Cool.
I think there were quite a few for Batman last time too.
Remember D's Nuts 2016, dude?
Yeah.
That was like a legit, someone put it on the ballot, like went through it and everything. D's Nuts.
Well, see, here's the thing. There are some states where you can register a nickname
Mhm.
right when you run, so you really can run as D's Nuts in some places.
Yeah, like Rudy Giuliani, right?
D's Nuts 2020.
Yeah, it was 2000. I think it was 2016.
These nuts matter.
It was a big deal. I voted for him, dude.
Who's the guy that wears the boot on his head and wants to give everyone like ponies?
Oh God. Hey. Ferment Supreme.
Oh yeah, Vernon Supreme. There you go.
It's too bad.
Have you guys seen this?
You can make it happen.
He's on all of the conservative show. He's on Steven Crowder. He's this old guy that just goes to crowds and heckles them. Have you seen this dude? He's like old, misjuggled, like I don't know. I can't.
So is he the guy that dresses up?
No. Well, what do you mean dresses up? Like costume?
Yeah, there's someone that just dresses up into weird costumes and then sits in the crowd of debates and stuff.
I don't know. It probably wasn't him. There's like
Oh,
group of people who do this.
that's Steven Crowder himself, but Andrew Clava and something like that.
I can't remember. He's not like known at all. He's just some legit street bum that like I think these people have hired because he's on a fuck. I've seen him on like 4 or 5 different shows, dude, where he's arguing with the host. Steven Crowder's one of them, dude, and he just like is.
You watch Steven Crowder? That's crazy.
Well, it was in one of the clips. I don't fucking watch the shit. They don't watch any of that crap, dude. But like, I noticed that this one dude was like, he was in what?
What's wrong with Steven?
What's Frank got against Steven Crowder?
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, other than he's stupid. Right?
Yeah, he's literally retarded.
Honestly, man, my favorite conservative in this country is Tucker Carlson.
Hey, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I actually, right now, he is the best one.
He's more of a center righty.
No, but there's things that he say that I'd be like, okay, and I'm not a conservative. But there's certain things he say like it makes sense.
This is their American values. Dude.
No, I don't think he has American values, but
Why not? Do you think that there is such a thing as American values, like an American culture?
what is
He
what
trapped
did I
you.
just what did I just start?
I know. He
All right.
Well, I mean,
We're back to the bigotry from Frank.
Oh
He
man.
hates white people, and now this.
Fucking now whitey dude. Now you don't like Americans. All right.
it varies by region, man. But like, yeah, the basic principles of the fucking revolution.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know.
What, you mean fuck your tea?
I grew up in Massachusetts, dude. I grew up on that shit. Boston Tea Party. Like you go to other parts of the country and they hate people from Massachusetts because that's all we talk about.
Yeah, Massachusetts sucks dick. Anyway.
Yes. You're right near there, dude. You're in Massachusetts armpit.
I'm near there, but I'm not on there. So
Armpit.
don't fucking piss me off. Like, I'm not-
Or the crotch, the grundle of Massachusetts, perhaps.
But Green Soul, out of all the fucking hosts on Fox News, like, who do you think is the most aware of what the concerns of the working people in this country are?
Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah.
Mark.
He's the only one. He's the only one I'm willing to watch and not cringe.
Well, I'm the Judge Napolitano.
She's fucking drunk.
You're talking to old judge, dude?
She has no clue what the hell she's talking
Oh,
about.
not Judge Judy, Judge
Well,
Napolitano.
Judge Napolitano is pretty good too.
Yeah, that too.
I like that guy.
He has laid into every fucking president, dude. Everyone. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, he don't give a shit. He says what he has to say. I like him.
I would say my favorite thing with him in it is when Jon Stewart goes in his old show. What was it? I forget what the name of the show was.
What, Judge's show?
Crossfire.
Crossfire.
No, it was a while ago.
No.
Just destroys them. Basically gets credited with destroying the show for forever.
Well, good for him. He's good.
Loves Junkie.
I miss Jon Stewart.
He's good.
Miss
And
Junkie.
I'm talking as a communist, you know.
Miss Junkie.
But it's like I'll fucking open up YouTube and look at Tucker Carlson. I'm like, wow, man, still on Fox News, and how did he manage to get a PragerU to fucking post this content on PragerU? Like, Jesus. Like, you guys want me to post some links?
I still listen to Tom Woods' podcast.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson reminds me of a guy I used to hang out with. He's a freaking jerk, but yet you hang out with him.
The only thing I really care about is if you're consistent. I don't care like what you believe in because most of it's nonsense anyways. But like,
What the fuck?
you know, whatever. Most of what I believe is nonsense, dude. But you know, at least I know that. I know that.
Mhm.
But if you're consistent with your nonsense, that's better.
Yeah, vote for Bernie.
I mean, that's why people like Bernie because he's consistently a fucking communist, dude.
Check.
You're low.
Man, he is no communist. He's not even a fucking socialist, man.
Check.
What are you talking about?
No, he's
Jack.
not a socialist. Come
Are
on.
you just so far off the fucking
No,
radar,
no.
dude?
I want to hear from
Are
you. I
you
wanna hear from
serious? Are you saying that he's a
You're
socialist?
quiet, but we can hear you.
But Bernie is a fucking socialist, right? But I mean,
raise my volume?
he runs on a social democrat platform in public, right?
He's a
I promise
socialist
you
with
that guy,
small S, man.
I can go all the
that
way
guy
up.
believes in worker control of the means of production, man. Even if he's in public, you know, selling a social democrat talking points,
He
right?
believes in giving the workers more power, but I don't think control of production. Not at all, man. I don't see that.
Then why is he promoting worker co-ops now? Like,
He's promoting it, but it's not like he's going to put that shit into law, man.
I mean, he's offering lending funds to people who want to start them.
I can't see him as a socialist. I can't.
What does he want? What are his policies then? What does he want to do? Is it just business as usual? I mean, the people are saying that he's a communist or whatever word, right?
He's
Whatever
not-
word you put on that, they're saying
not
he's
a
that.
communist. He's not. He's more of a social democrat. Yeah, that's what he
I think
is.
that word was just
Can you hear me
invented
now?
for him.
So this is a statement from him. So next
you
time
hear
you
me
hear
now?
me,
Nobody can
no,
hear me?
no, I can't hear you. Hold on. The
Good.
next
said you
time you hear
were.
me attacked as a socialist, like tomorrow, remember, I don't believe in the government should take over a grocery store down the street, you know, or control the means of production. This is his own words. But I believe the middle class and working families who produce wealth deserve a fair deal, whatever that means. Yeah.
Amen.
But this guy does not. This guy is not what people think he is, or trying to make him
Guys,
out to be.
keep looking to that president. Junkie, we can hear you. Junkie, are you there?
You're quiet.
Hey.
Yeah, I cannot hear you, man.
Oh, yeah, how about that?
Who's this?
Fiction fighter.
Oh my God, fiction
Hey,
fighter!
I thought you were dead. What's going on?
Dead.
Wow, look, see, they didn't know who you were. You should
Hell
go back to Fiction Fighter.
Holy
I got lots
crap.
in your head yet.
All right. Yeah, I thought I was dead, but I'm here. I'm still here.
Frank, but Bernie's a fucking politician, right? And yeah, a lot of people in this country want social democratic policies. That guy still believes in you know, old school socialism.
He's an FDR dude.
Yeah, like gulags and shit, dude.
That's an FDR guy, so that's the way I take it. So
Say man, you know, I say old school socialism, and people are thinking gulag. So how about like John Stuart Mill? You know,
I'm just saying where it was practiced. right? In a large group of people. How many people died from World War One, after World War Two, or just put up until the freaking 80s and 90s?
And more like FDR and even the other Roosevelt, Theodore, more progressive, but he is not anti-capitalist whatsoever. He believes in the way a function, government should be run, and I agree with it. Because definitely not to eliminate capitalism, but at the same time have a strong social structure in order for capitalism to flourish.
Green Soul, you believe in eliminating capitalism, right?
No, actually, I do not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I do, and honestly, I think the way to go.
I do in a certain sense in the future, but right now we're not ready for that.
Well, I mean, I think the way to go for this country would be to fucking workers to start their own co-ops, really. But I mean, it's not really revolutionary.
What aren't we ready for, Green?
We're not ready for socialism. Not yet.
We're not ready for what?
Socialism.
Socialism. Well, how about you educate me a little bit, because I'm coming in a little late. What exactly aren't we ready about socialism? What part of it are we not ready for?
Taking over the means of production as workers.
I had to turn you up. Sorry. Taking up for what?
Taking over the means of production.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
I think there should be some private institutions that work within a strong social structure. So that's what I believe in, but I don't think we're ready for that whole takeover yet.
And what stage are we on now? What's different?
We live under
United States, right? You're referring to?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's the difference between how we're living now, how we're structured now, in comparison to what you guys are discussing?
I think we live under an oligarchy,
Yeah.
almost like a plutocracy.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm totally against that.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Now I'm caught up a little bit. Just want to clarify.
Well, while you guys debate, right? I'm gonna fucking start my own worker co-op, man, and I'll escape wage slavery that way. While fucking tankies on fucking Discord debate with anarchists.
Yeah, exactly. Life is too busy to sit hours and hours and hours and then droning on, right?
I'm happy to sit here being an owner of capital. So you have at it.
Yeah. But started like Stalin, man. Stalin was right.
This guy calls himself a syndicalist, and he's a capitalist. What the hell?
I agree with the moral arguments. I just don't give a shit.
There you go.
What do you
honestly,
this is why we're not ready.
I'll be honest, man. I respect that. I respect that.
One at a time, please.
I'd like to know. I got to interject here because I keep getting cut off. What do you give a shit about, sir?
Oh, plenty of things. Just not this.
I respect that stance, sir, by the way, because at least you're fucking honest, right? At least you're not trying to give me like some kind of bullshit moralizing BS,
Serb.
right?
Yeah,
Serb. So the government, the government comes in and wants to take 2/3 of all that beautiful land of yours for reasons.
Name the reasons.
For reasons.
Excellent question, bro.
For reasons. I mean, do they? I mean,
It's about
Well, I mean, I guess that we're no longer capitalists. Then
socialistic reasons.
I mean, you're doing something that's bad.
That's fine.
You're doing a bad moral thing.
It's my job for my moral responsibility that I'm most concerned about is that which affects my family and my extended family. And my job is to navigate the world as it is in the best way possible for them.
So you're an adapter. So you just go with the flow and adapt, right?
Yep, I adapt. I go to whatever for me and everyone that I care about, and then I do that.
I could pretty much say that's how I'm living too. Yep.
everyone is.
Yep.
Not everyone.
You're either revolting or you're not.
Or you can't. Or you can't. You're powerless. How about that?
You can always do something. Whether it's in your best interest or not, that's one
Not
thing.
everybody lyrics. You're assuming everybody's created equal and in an equal stance in society, right?
I don't even think people are created equal
Not the elders,
in
like-
general. People aren't created equal.
Or I should reword that because I don't believe we were
It's a good idea to think that we should treat everyone with the same rights as everyone else.
But do
But
we? But do we?
But I don't look at equal like that.
try
I look
to.
at people. No, I look at people being equal as far as rights goes.
But we're
Mhm.
definitely not equal
Exactly.
talent-wise or genetics, or we're different. To ignore that fact is ridiculous.
Some
Everybody
people
has
are
swing-
stronger though. Lyrics. The point is, some people are born stronger than others and in a stronger environment, and they got support and everything else. What do you say to those people who aren't born within a equal opportunity situation?
Get out of it.
And how is
It's
not
not
that
my
easy?
job to
Some
teach
people
other
can't escape
people what the context of their lives should be.
What do you say to people?
If they think that they're doing what they think is they're not their potential, then they should lift themselves out of that. If they want to not even think about it or not even have it be an issue and blame other people for not acting to their potential, then they can do that as well. It's up to them.
What I'll say to those people is start a worker co-op with me. Help me, help you, get ourselves richer.
Are you saying that people are so stupid that they can't possibly think of any means to get themselves out of the situation that they're in?
And they don't have the means to do so. So what do you say to them?
I say that you're wrong, that everyone has the means in some capacity to improve their life.
Everyone, huh?
Are you saying they don't? Are you saying that there's people that are born helpless?
I mean, there are. But, I don't. I don't think lyrics is including people born without arms and legs.
Let's
That's
just
what I'm
take
getting to. I'm getting to the bottom of the barrel. I'm talking about people who don't have any power because of the things in play now, right now.
what is
Give
wrong
us
with
the
that?
situation.
Yeah.
What do we do about the shanties of the world?
Yeah, is that what we're talking about? We're talking about Shannon.
Rojo gets it. Rojo gets it.
Shanties of the world.
That's what I think of when you say shit like that, Fiction Fighter.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's not who I'm referring to. We're just making a joke now at this point.
Well, who are you referring to then? The people that can't take care of themselves?
What Serp just mentioned. People who are born with no legs, don't have any way. They have to be taken care of for the rest of their lives, pretty much. People
So
like,
you're saying
people
that
like
they don't.
listen. Hey, don't cut me off. I'm talking
Hey,
about people.
Hey, this is my house, lady. All right.
Just let us talk, dude.
Yeah, but I'm asking questions, bro, Joe. I keep getting cut off.
He has the biggest penis in the
fair.
room.
No, I have a dick too. It just doesn't hang outside my body, okay?
Cat fiction. Say your piece.
Thank you, bro, Joe. I will do likewise to you too.
Oh, I do you, you do me. Hey.
We're good.
Okay.
Equal opportunity, right? It's a perfect example. When someone wants to shut me up, I won't be shut up.
So what you're saying is people that are like handicapped in some way don't have the ability to change things or something? Try to
What about
Depends
people
on
that
the
just
handicap.
survived a car crash for some reason and are hooked up to life support? What about those people? Who's fighting for them? And
are they supposed to? Am I supposed to think that they are? I don't understand. Like you want them to like have a say in how things are run? I don't understand. Like a guy can't move. Okay, I understand that. Now, is there some like system or something like that in place now that's preventing him from living or something? I don't understand what you're trying to get at.
Well, you're talking about living to their full potential, right? So
Well,
if
to
they're
what he thinks his full potential
even
is.
10% of what you and I have, then what do you say for them?
I'm not
I'm
saying
gonna go
the
walk
almighty
around. I'm gonna go to the ICU. Hey, you, come on, stop
I'm
it
not
already.
I'm not
Stop
saying-
living up to your potential.
I'm not saying walking on water, dude. Right? There's potential is a flexible thing, right? It's not just like, hey, you got to be Jesus. hey, if you can get up in the morning and wipe your own ass or something, that's good enough for me, good enough for you, right? I'm not saying that you got to be Donald Trump.
Everybody else is nobodies. If they can't wipe their ass, they're nobodies. Is that it?
No, I'm saying that it's relative, right? Aspiration and your limitations are relative. They're born in us. To be honest, that's why we're different, right? We have different aspirations and different potential. All I'm saying
I got a question. Where are the families of these people?
What? You got cut off. What?
Yes, where the families of people were.
Lyrics, you cut him off. Let him finish.
No, I mean, he said it. Yeah, I asked where are the families of these people?
Where are the families? What do you mean? They're either taking care of them or they're working so busy working they have to have people take care of them for them when they're not around.
Because I think that should be the start, right? You know, promoting family values, man.
There we go. Now you're onto something. How about helping out the families?
You know what's the best way to help a family out? Leave it alone.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Leave it alone.
That's right. Don't fuck with it.
The families that are supporting their own family members that can't support themselves. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying don't do anything to impede their struggle. I don't think that like it's up to me to vote or to have another authority dictate monies and all this other things to go to people whoever do this and whoever do that. Like 5 people are able to take care. My wife's grandfather was dying, right? He just died recently. He had a year of chemo and all sorts of nonsense, drained their bill, you know, their money. Very tragic. It lasted a couple years. We took care of him, right? There was never one point in which none of the family said no. Don't fuck with the family. Let them do what they have to do, and they'll do it. But when you say that this particular thing or this particular thing is not, you know, right or whatever, then we get into these arguments.
What do you say to families who are living in poverty and really struggling just to survive?
Why are they? You're just giving broad things here.
Yeah, I am. I don't have to be.
Name an example.
You want broad solutions then, which don't really affect
we probably need kind of an example because we have to distinguish from those who lack taking any accountability for their own life and responsibility. I mean, what are we going to do? We're going to start enabling, you know, lazy drunkards?
No, that's not what I was trying to get at. No.
I'm saying it's not up to the individual to dictate circumstance, right? I think that like you're right. There should be like a general overall, everyone should be taken care of. I agree with that, right? But I think the best way to accomplish that is by allowing them to do it themselves and to not.
I think the angle.
Someone else.
Hold on. I think the angle that I'm shooting from is that saying where we're only as strong as our weakest link. You familiar with that saying? That's the angle I'm coming from.
Sure, absolutely. But I don't think that you consider me in your link.
Well, you're the part of the human race, aren't you?
Yeah, but like when it really boils down to it, I mean, I have no interaction with you other than the internet, and nothing that I do affects you in any way. Besides me, on the internet, right? But like, it's inconsequential.
I wasn't aware we were just talking about internet interaction. I thought we were talking about life in.
I'm saying that I am not part of your chain. Your chain only goes so far, right? I mean, it doesn't affect you if my entire family dies at all. It doesn't affect you one bit.
Right.
Plenty of links have scratches and dents and doesn't affect the strength of it.
So I'm just saying that there's no bond. This is a bond inside your mind that you're acting upon that may or may not have anything really to do with what's going on, and maybe just an abstraction of what you think should be the right thing, right? That is the right thing that, like, hopefully
we're just having a discussion here, right? Not a debate, because I don't debate.
I know, but like
the world here, fiction fighter.
But I'm not debating either. This isn't a debate.
Save the world.
I'm just saying that, like,
save the world. We can't do that. There's no saving the world. We've already destroyed it somewhat.
No, we haven't.
That's if the world needs saving.
We're in the process of destroying. That's right, Brojo. We need to save the world.
How are we gonna do that?
The world does a damn good job of it by itself.
We put on our Captain Planet tights and we get to work.
Is this including everyone? Is that the way to do it, dude?
We go buy Dawn dish soap and factory made toilet paper and wipe off all the ducks.
No, you buy bidets. Don't use toilet paper anymore. Just buy bidets and use towels.
Wait, why? That's worse.
Why is that worse?
It uses more fresh water, and the crops that you grow to make the toilet paper sequester carbon.
Okay.
Use seawater, dude.
So
I said don't use toilet paper.
Yeah, that's one of the things that make it worse.
By not using toilet paper.
Yeah, because then you're not growing the crop specifically to make toilet paper, which means you're sequestering less carbon.
I don't care about that crop. You leave the trees alone. Leave the trees alone. Stop cutting down trees. So we can wipe our ass.
Wait. These trees only exist for. They were only planted to make toilet paper. If there's no toilet paper, they don't get planted.
Now you're getting ridiculous.
No, that's how it works.
No.
I mean, you don't have to believe me. You're just wrong, though.
No, you're wrong.
Sure, I'm wrong. Whatever.
Oh
my God, Serb is wrong. Oh my God, everybody panic.
I'm telling you right now, they don't go through old wood forests chopping down trees for toilet paper.
Use it for something else.
Yeah, they usually use that stuff for houses.
There you go.
But then, what about? But then, fiction fight about the water. You're using twice as much water.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not, because I don't take 10 showers a week either.
So
everyone else don't take 10 showers a week either. Right?
Yeah.
That'll be okay.
There's some people that shower every fucking day. Is that necessary?
Yeah.
Is that really necessary?
Depends what you're doing.
Okay, so her plan is sequester less carbon, allowing the carbon to stay in the atmosphere. But we won't use extra clean water to wipe our butts with because we'll just smell worse.
No, just take one less shower. That makes up for the water that you use in the bidet.
Okay.
But the paper gets broken down. It's just a big deal. It's
Use those trees to build homes for the homeless. Then we got so much.
They're not good for that. These are different things.
Well, you just suggested that. That's your suggestion, sir.
No, I didn't suggest grow new trees and new wood to make houses.
We got plenty of houses already made. I mean, China already built fucking cities. They're ghost towns. Come on, put them over there. There's plenty of room. There's plenty of houses here in the United States for all the homeless. We could do that.
Yeah, make affordable housing. That's my point. Yeah, affordable housing.
Send them to Canada.
Yeah,
send them to Canada.
We'll do it. We'll be the leaders.
Yeah. Comrade Fiction Fighter, what's up?
I promise you, as soon as Canada gets the same kind of influx of poor people America does, Canada will become the most bigoted place on the face of the earth.
Got more homeless people in LA than your entire country, dude.
That's quite a statement.
Canada.
Darkledge. I don't think I've ever talked to you before. Have I?
Oh, we used to talk like a few years ago. Fuck.
We did? Under what name?
I used to call myself the Immortal Great Heathen Army.
I don't recall that name either. Did you ever use any other name?
Fuck, man.
It must have been a long time ago because I don't recall that name.
Okay, we used to talk to Richard and Look a Pig.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you say lick a pig.
Lick a pig.
Well, I call him lick a pig.
Who's Richard Lick a Pig?
Look a pig, bro. You remember Look a Pig?
Luke.
How long ago was that?
Oh, Luke.
Look
that guy,
a pig. Look. No, look.
The statutory
There's
rapist.
too, but Look a Pig. Yeah, that guy. No, it wasn't that guy. Oh.
Luke.
Remember the dude that used to moon everyone? What was his name, dude?
Oh, George Sabag?
Pinky Puffs or Poochie Puffs or something like that, dude?
George, yeah, Peachy Pubs, aka George the Bog.
That motherfucker would be talking to you and just pull his pants down, show you his butt, dude, and then just continue on with what was going on.
I've never come across such a creature.
He was fascinating, dude.
What kind of rooms are
I
you
talked
in?
to him 2 weeks ago, actually.
Peachy Puffs, that's what it is.
Where did you find a creature like that?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, the thing is, you're a woman, right? And this guy's a flaming homo.
I don't.
But it's so weird because like every 10 minutes he would just pull his ass out and then put it back and sit back down like nothing was wrong, dude.
Just randomly, like
Yeah,
spontaneously.
random, yeah. I thought he might have had Tourette's or something, the way he was acting, or high on crack or something.
Anyways, moving on.
Remember the dude, Broja, who said he blew or he had a horse blow him or something? I can't remember what animal it was. Horse, cow,
Yeah,
French dude.
What's his name again?
He's French. I can't remember, dude.
You
You know,
remember
be
his name?
nice.
You don't remember his name?
Peter? Maybe?
Moon people? I don't remember.
No, not the moon. The one that got the blowjob from the cow.
Oh, I don't know anybody about that either.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
I gotta meet up
You
with
were
this
there
guy.
for that, bro. You were there for that one. The guy told us St. Tommy was there, or someone else, dude.
Oh,
He was drinking and he felt bad about getting a blowjob from a cow or a horse or a pony.
wait a minute. Not Ryan. Was it Ryan?
No, no, not Ryan, dude. I forgot about that, dude.
Ryan. Where's Ryan?
Oh, I know. I've got pictures of him and gifs.
Me too. I got pictures of Roy Montero. You were talking about Roy. Yes or no?
There's so many weird fuckers on here.
In the beginning, God. Yes or no?
Fucking Roy, dude. Remember?
I love Roy. He would come on and give you a yes or no something, and he'd go maybe, and then Roy would just go insane for the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
He did a show, a podcast with this woman on Facebook, and I was following it for a while, dude. Because when he got off the internet, he got off of YouTube and went to Facebook with her. Remember when she was in the Hangout, dude?
He wanted her. You know he wanted her.
Yeah, she was like this redhead that was recently divorced with an autistic child, right?
Yeah.
And Roy was just up her ass constantly.
Huh.
The voice of the he wouldn't show his face. He's had to be the voice of the something whatever. What did she call him? The voice. I forgot the name of the program.
It's called Obese. That's what it's called.
It'll be interesting to see what he looks like now.
You know that picture? One
Who,
with the
Roy?
white-
Yeah, Roy.
Yeah.
that picture that he has,
It
that
was
one with the white-
annoying. Holy fuck.
dude, that's 20 years old, dude.
Oh yeah, easily. I bet you I could pull up a picture. I have a Brojo file.
Have you seen his wife?
Has he been around lately? That Roy dude? Yes or no? Yes or no, guy?
You should see his wife. You should
Where?
see both of them together.
I haven't seen
Oh.
a picture of his wife.
I've not been privy to that.
Imagine like a fat 80s chick that like didn't leave the 80s, but like doesn't dress like that, but has kind of the same hairstyle.
Right.
I don't know, but not very attractive. He's like Mexican and she's like indeterminate white. And she's really gross. I think of like Hansel and Gretel, like the woman that ate them. That's what I think about. Yeah, that picture. That picture is like 20 years old, dude.
Are you reading your outside chat on YouTube, Brojo?
This has got to be more than 20 years old, probably.
Theological
Outside
introspection.
chat. It seems like it doesn't come up, inside here. Reading it through StreamYard, it doesn't update regularly enough. All right, let me go outside. Victor, hey Vic, what's up?
I don't want to hear that the world would be fine without humans. Fucking nihilist nonsense coming out of this theological introspection.
Is
Stop
somebody
believing.
wanting in, bro? Joke? I can pop out.
I don't know, theological introspection or Victor. You guys, one of you guys want to come in? Let me know on the outside chat. I know there's gonna be a little delay till we get an answer, but
You gotta go soon.
here a thought: who's stronger, someone who is born with everything normal and succeed, or some born with an impediment and succeed?
I would say someone strong or somebody born with an impediment and succeeds. That's a stronger person because they have more hurdles in life than someone who doesn't have any impediments.
I would say that's not enough information to tell.
Yeah, because I define what is normal, and then when you're gonna go impediments, I mean,
Nope.
what at what grade?
I would
Where's-
assume normal would be somebody that doesn't have any disabilities or anything to get in their way of success.
Oh, I can
more than
argue we all
An
have a
average.
disability.
Never met
I
anyone
can
like
argue
that.
we can all have a disability, no?
Okay, here's an example, right? We have two people that really want to be professional arm wrestlers. And one of them don't have any arms. Somehow they both become champions. But the one with arms will always beat the one without arms.
That's a poor example. That's
No,
not,
it's a perfect example of
that's
how,
not what I don't think
how
that's
someone
what he
can have an
Sir, I don't
impediment.
think that's what he means. No,
Well,
We're
he does.
talking
He's not saying what he
disabilities,
means.
real disabilities. We're talking.
Quit trying to speak for him.
That's why we need more information.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pop out if he's gonna pop in because I would like to hear his perspective.
Kind of like with his logic, if you're
right.
born with, like, say, without a leg, with only one leg, like, you're saying that getting through that and succeeding is better, right? Like, isn't that like a better thing? Then it's not an impediment. It's like it's either an impediment or it's a challenge, right? So, like, is this guy have harder life because he has one leg than this other guy who doesn't have one leg? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with this other guy, right? But I do know that that guy is going to do what he needs to do in order, regardless of if his leg is like that or not, or he's not, right? So do I commend him doing it or not doing it? I think that's more important.
Like, she's out there saying we all just didn't know.
Yeah.
When she was the one trying to make it specific and he was purposely leaving it open.
Yeah, we would
Not
need,
for nothing, fiction, but you just came in here and said a bunch of nonsense. Just saying.
we need more information.
I think the person that's missing the leg, right? I don't think there's any difference, right? Because they're both born with whatever they got. And if you want to label not having a leg as something of a challenge, as rather something to just to have, right? And you're considering that a challenge, right? That guy obviously doesn't, because he's doing it and it's not a big deal and he's able to function, right? So it's a challenge for you, not for that dude, because he's doing it. He was born with it. Now, if you have your mentality and you lost the leg, it'd probably be harder for you afterwards, right? Because you're not used to not having the leg. But that guy don't know any better, right?
We're talking about the guy born without a leg.
Right, he's born with no leg. He's got no leg. He doesn't know any better, right? Just like you don't know any better with all of whatever's going on with you, just like I don't, right? So who knows if that guy considers not having a leg an impediment or not? You do, because it's from your perspective. But for him, it's no. And it may be a challenge, right? Because society is not set up for one-legged people, right? That's obvious. But if that is, like, I don't know, I'm not saying he's not a good person, or I'm not judging his well-being as a person or anything like that, but I just don't consider, I know people that have been disabled and, like, they either choose to sit in the misery or they don't, right? And I don't think that has anything to do with being handicapped. I think that's just a human thing. And he's not any better than the other guy who chooses to do what he needs to do just because he's missing a leg, dude.
You have to find what better is too, but I don't want to be all like.
You know what I mean, though? Like,
Yeah.
It's all relative. It really is.
Well,
He
I
might
have
not.
theological introspections in the room, so maybe he wants to. Oh, okay. Maybe we should wait for lyrics to get back before I should clarify for us what you meant by you know, normal.
Well, normal is just if you look up the word of it, it's just conforming to the natural norms of society, from what I can remember. But the best example I can give is my father-in-law is dyslexic, and despite his dyslexia, he managed to become a registered nurse. So someone without dyslexia becoming a registered nurse versus someone with dyslexia becoming a registered nurse. If you're going to take physical disabilities into it, then that kind of it doesn't work as well as if you're taking a mental disability.
See, how do I want to put this? Making. No, I don't want to word it like that either. How I want to say is, for example, with your uncle with dyslexia, obviously him and this other unnamed person both succeeded at what they wanted to do, right? So they're successful. But I see no reason to call the guy without dyslexia weaker. Right? I have no reason to call one of them better over the other one.
And I would have to agree with you. I actually put the question out there just to see what people would say of it.
It's like lyrics saying. I think it's so subjective because now I'm thinking, okay, what's success? I mean, for some people, success is just being able to get out of the bed in the morning. And I'm not trying to say for like lazy. I'm talking about somebody who's struggling with a handicap, say some physical ailment. That is to make get out of bed or do a few extra steps than the previous week is success.
Yeah, it's definitely subjective. It's subjective on what you consider success to be. Where do you draw the line at what someone who succeeded and someone who failed?
And I just want to point out, unlike what Fiction Fighter was doing, which was declaring one person more successful or stronger, and then telling everyone else in the room they're wrong.
Another thing is, like, if I think about the dude who he had, like, I think he had no arms and no legs, and he still managed to do the Kokoda Trail. Everybody was praising him for being such a strong dude and succeeding where other people succeed with their legs. Does that make him any stronger than anybody else that did that same trail?
No, I don't think so. I mean, unless we're like with physical disabilities, unless we're specifically talking about some sort of physical capability. Right, I could say the person with two legs is physically stronger than the person with one leg if we're talking about, picking things up. But like, I don't really think that matters a whole lot.
Well, I'll go back to the arm wrestling one. What if I gave the dude with no arms now, if I give him robotic arms, of course he's going to beat the dude with arms, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but now he's a dude with arms. He's no longer a dude without arms.
So yeah, it all becomes subjective, and it comes down to your own personal idea of what success is and how you achieve that success.
I hate those people with no arms and legs climbing mountains. How dare they make me feel ashamed of myself? That was a joke.
I know, but it was a good one. And I'm going to have to wait for the other guy to come back to explain to me how the world will not be better off without humans on it. And that's not even what I meant by that statement, but yeah.
Well, let's see here. Would you say if it didn't exist, would that be worse off? The world, that is.
The world, if the world didn't exist, would it be worse off? Well, it couldn't be worse or better off because it doesn't exist.
Well, there you go. Well, then I would say in that case, because the world is just a concept, it wouldn't be better or worse with or without people.
Maybe I should have phrased it better then and say nature would be better off without us.
Same thing. Right? Nature's just this vague concept that we use to try to understand this largely complex system. Right? This has all these interactions in it. You're not naming something real, you're naming an abstraction.
Are we not nature?
No, he's made a really good point. How do I? The phrasing of the question is very difficult when he puts it like that.
Now, let's say planet. Right? While the word planet is a concept, it does reference a singular, in a sense, thing. Right? The rocky globe we're on that's floating through space. I also don't think it gets better or worse with or without people.
But then there's the second part of the question, which is, are we actually trying to save the concept of the world and everything else that isn't us in it going to be better off without us in it?
I'm going to say, how
I'm
could I
back.
there you go. I would say that
Welcome back.
because we don't seem to find anything that gives stuff inherent value, the only way something can have value is through value givers. And right now, the only value givers we are aware of are human beings. So getting rid of human beings would remove all value, and having no value is worse than having some value.
And what if another conscious being evolves to take our place? Does that give the world value again?
Yep. I would say so.
So then the question would remain at the feet of the new conscious being that it exists in the world.
Yep, I mean, it would lose value, and then it would gain value back. But we're not talking about adding new things into the party, right? We're talking about just what we have right now, minus people. I mean, we could postulate the future, right? And the answers would change based on the states of whatever we postulated.
Well, in saying that, would all other creatures and like plants and everything, would they be better off without us here? That, I guess, is a better way to ask the question.
Would they be better off? And some would, and some wouldn't. There are many creatures that rely on us existing to be better off.
Such as wheat, cows. There's a fair few others. The corgi.
Yeah.
So again, then it all becomes subjective to whoever is experiencing it.
Yeah. I mean, even including animals that aren't even domesticated, like deer. Right? We destroy their predators. We destroy the predators. We more or less take their place. But then we also grow all these giant fields of easily digestible, caloric-dense food that they could just eat all the time. Same thing with squirrels, right? We are a part of the ecosystem, and we affect it in a multitude of ways that we can call negative and positive depending on whatever point of view we have.
So what in the end are we trying to save? Are we trying to save ourselves, or are we trying to save the world?
We are definitely trying to save ourselves.
Then yeah, that's definitely the answer to the question I asked.
Yeah. We're not really trying to save the world.
Yeah.
It just so happens that you save us by saving the world. So people say, let's save the world.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure you could save us without saving the world.
It goes hand in
right
hand.
now.
It's like us going to Mars and we're saying we're trying to save Mars, but we're trying to ecoform it in order to suit us. For us
Yeah,
to live.
I was about to say, if we go to Mars and then say Earth explodes dramatically, would that we'd saved us and we didn't save the world?
Yeah, We're going to terraform Mars in order for us to be adapted to Mars. So we're not trying to save Mars. We're trying to make Mars suitable for us. Same thing goes with the Earth.
And I can't remember who said it, but that leads me back to the other statement I made, which is and now I've lost my train of thought. I am so sorry. Oh, that was pointless.
Fiction fighter. Less cocaine, more marijuana.
Less synthetic drugs, more marijuana.
Oh, I'm just saying less uppers, more downers. Really.
Who dropped out? Oh, Green. Where'd he go?
No, that's fine. It's about dinner time anyway, and I'm gonna be being yelled at for not being down there and helping because it's my turn to actually cook. But I really didn't want to, and I was like, why don't you just do it?
Well,
So I will talk to you people later.
Nice to meet you, mate.
Thanks for dropping by. All right. Anything
It's
else
just-
on you guys' mind, or I might as well shut it down because we're closing in on 4 hours.
Yeah, man, you're right to close it down. Thank you for having me a part of this group again. I really appreciate it.
No problem. As I guess tentatively, next Monday, 1 o'clock around that time. That's when I've been doing these. Who knows? Maybe I'll do something during the week. I don't know. Depends on how many free hours are left I have on StreamYard. So I'm gonna shut this down. I'll keep it all. We can still chat off air, and the link is out there if anybody wants to join us. There's spots, so maybe we'll be here for a little bit. Just shoot me.
You're in MathPig's Discord, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so am I. I'm the Damie Jolton dude.
Damon. Oh, I'm not. I'm not too familiar with.
I was called Jamie Dalton, but now it's Damie Jolton. Someone changed my name.
Okay. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
That's alright. I'm terrible with names too.
Everybody, throw me some thumbs, ups or downs. I don't care. Just hit it out there. And yeah, talk to you soon, man. Peace out.